Okay, Google, what is Vacation Impossible?
My apologies, I don't understand.
I gotta get that fixed. Man.
The mic's off.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore, Google.
By the way, the mic's off. To turn it back on, slide the switch on the back of Google Home.
Swear to God, I didn't say that last time. Okay, anyways. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. It is Friday, January 11th, and as promised, I am live here to do a whole bunch of stuff. So first off, let me just get set up. If you've been here before, you kind of know the routine. I need to get my chat up and running. I need to share this to some Facebook groups, and then we can really dive into what's going on. Looks like we've got 3 viewers already. That's awesome. Love you early, folks. Let me just get in here. William O'Donnell, ABCU, welcome back. William O'Donnell, good to see you. Glad to have you here. Just need a little bit of patience while I get things set up, so I'm just going to pop out chat like a ninja. And then I'm going to share this into some Great Country Grillin'. I'm not going to share it into Great Country Grill. I'm going to share this into some Facebook groups, and then you'll have my complete attention. So what are we doing? Yeah, hey William, not only did you finally catch the live stream, you're first in chat, which means your whatever you want comes up first as soon as you get my full attention. First, I apologize, I got a split focus. I just need to share this so that people can know, because not everybody subscribes with notifications turned on. And, you know, maybe they're subscribed without notifications. YouTube's not great about delivering the content to those people. So I'm just going to post this in a bunch of places, and then I will stop splitting my focus, and I'm going to be here for a little over 2 hours, I think is the plan, or about 2 hours. You should, you know, barring an emergency, which has happened a couple times on these live streams, barring an emergency, you got me for 2 hours. That's the length of a movie. Like, I give you permission to get bored with me at some point and move on to something else if you want. But we're going to be covering a whole lot of stuff. And I make one promise to you. My promise is this. It's all going to be about YouTube. I might go off on a tangent. I might tell you a story. But it's all going to tie back into YouTube every single time. Maybe I'm going to talk about how to promote your brand. Maybe I'm going to talk about where you can order business cards. Maybe I'm going to talk about SEO or why you want a website, why you should be on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. All that stuff's going to sound, in the moment, potentially like it's a diversion, but it all comes back to YouTube. It's all about getting your brand, your channel, your personality, whatever it is out there, to drive traffic eventually to your channel. Ooh, No Dragons Please is here. And he's going to lurk. That's cool. I like lurkers. There's nothing wrong with lurkers. Unlike, was it Paul Stamets, the chief engineer of Discovery? He hates lurkers. I don't. In a group of 60,000, soon to be 61,000 small YouTubers on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/small YouTubers boost. Thank God for lurkers, because if all 60,000 people posted at once, I think my head would explode. And it wouldn't be the only one. We've got a mod team. It's now up to 10. We recently added a new moderator because it was just getting to be a little too much. You know, I always say put your best foot forward and you know, kind of don't show weakness and stuff. But sometimes, like, you know, that's initially. Once you're into something, you know, you humanize yourself. You know, tell self-deprecating stories, show your fails, stuff like that. That's all fine. People identify with that. So honestly, I've been stressed out so bad. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. I think I'm developing a zit. Sorry for grossing you out. Anyways, I'm just full disclosure in case you're like, what was that thing on Ray's face? Yeah, I'm getting like a zit like I'm a teenager. So anyways, so thanks for everyone who's patient. You've got my full focus now. So we're just going to get into it and do the thing. So what is the thing? This is a live stream. Small YouTubers Boost. I'm Ray. I'm the admin of the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group. Can everyone hear me okay? How's the audio? If there's an echo, let me know, because yeah, zits do suck. Because if there's an echo, that sucks, and I want to do something about it. Peak Time Racing. Okay, we'll get to you in order. Yeah, William O'Donnell's up first. Anyways, first I just want to explain what we're doing. Audio is fine. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. So I'm going to be doing channel reviews. I'm going to be answering your questions. I'm going to be maybe doing live tutorials. It's going to largely be driven by chat. So here's the way that it works. So I go chronologically by chat. So the first person to speak goes first and in that order. The reason there is I need to find a fair way to do this. And short of, one day having super chat where people can, bribe me or something, I just got to go chronologically because I can't think of any other fair way to do it that wouldn't be overly complicated. So that's the way that goes. We've got 2 rules for these live streams. 1, I will not subscribe to anyone. The reason for that, and it's a rule to control myself as much as anything else, is because I don't want chat to become people trying to sell me on their channel to get just 1 more subscriber. That's not what I want this to be about. I want this to be about us finding maybe the small thing, maybe the little thing about YouTube that you hadn't thought of or that you missed or that you just hadn't been exposed to for whatever reason. And maybe it's the turnkey. Maybe it's the thing that makes you, I don't know if you ever heard of the term a black swan. It's like a little difference that has a huge impact. Maybe we're going to find that little difference for you that makes a huge impact. And so I don't want it to be 1 more subscriber. I want it to be the tool to get you a lifetime of subscribers or views or whatever it is that you're after. So that's the big thing there. The second part is I'm not going to be watching any videos, and there's a couple of reasons for that. In fact, I'm just going to make sure my speakers are off. Oh, they're not. There we go. Okay. I'm not going to be watching any videos for a couple of reasons. 1, I don't want content ID matches. Who needs that complexity? 2, I don't want you thinking that I'm trying to steal or host your content. I absolutely am not. I'm here to help, not here to steal. Here to help. And the other thing is that if I see a video and it's like 2 hours, then that's our whole session and we're done. And I only helped maybe 1 person and anyone else in a similar situation. So I'm not doing any of that. If you want a video review, contact me privately. Maybe we can arrange something, but there'd have to be a charge or something just because it would take so much time. And I am super time poor. That's why I talk so fast. I got no time. So anyways, that is the big part of it. I could look at your video for SEO if you want, but the first thing I'll do is pause the video. So it's going to kill your watch time retention. So you might not want me to do that. I mean, it's only 1 person, so not a big impact, but I can use TubeBuddy to look at some information about your videos if that is your request. And maybe I can help you get your video unstuck or something to start getting views again. I don't know. So I'll do everything I can to help. That's what I'm here for. Why am I here? People asked. And so I was like, okay, if you think I can help, I'm happy to give it my best. So that's sort of the idea there. I mentioned TubeBuddy, so I'm just going to quickly talk about that at the top here. What is TubeBuddy? It is a website, a mobile app, and a browser extension. And the important part today is the browser extension. So for a tech standpoint, I am on Windows 7 and I'm using Firefox browser. That's what you kind of see around me. And I have the TubeBuddy browser extension plugin installed and enabled. And I'm logged in as my other channel, Vacation Impossible. The reason for that is under Vacation Impossible, I have a legendary TubeBuddy account, which turns on all the features at full maximum. It's like I kind of went whole hog. I think maybe I got more than I needed, but I love it. And so you're going to see little integrations. Like right now, everything's turned around. Way that away. You will see Channelytics and the little TubeBuddy logo, and also in the very top corner. So that is some of the integration of that. So if you're seeing things on my screen that you don't have, it's TubeBuddy. You can get it through the affiliate link down below. This video is not sponsored, but it is an affiliate link, and you can go and install it if you think these tools will be useful for you. But I find it super helpful when diving into people's channels and their videos to try and help them out and know more about what's going on. So okay, I haven't used Firefox since high school. Yeah, I fought in the browser wars. I remember when you got IE and Netscape, and whenever you installed one, it would try to uninstall the other. Not just nowadays where they're like, make me the primary web browser. They would actively go and uninstall each other back in the day. So that stuff was insane. Anyways, yeah, so let's dive in. And yeah, I've got about 2 hours. I spent some time today, shaved the head, had a shower. I shot a video for this channel that's probably going to be coming out maybe tomorrow about an unboxing of a service from Vistaprint called PromoBox that I got for myself over the holidays and tested it out. And so I thought, hey, maybe you guys would want to see that. So that might come out tomorrow. So that delayed things a little bit. And I also got a video out for Vacation Impossible earlier today. But anyways, that's enough introduction, I think. Yes, I miss Netscape Navigator a lot too. William O'Donnell, you were the first person in chat. You've been patient. I appreciate it. You're sympathetic with my zit, which is awesome, and you checked my audio, so thank you. Edge actively tries to get you to uninstall Chrome on Windows. Son of a... Man, I don't want to fight in another browser war. Just don't. I'm a browser pacifist now. So, anyways, William O'Donnell, what would you like? You want a channel review? Is there a specific function about either YouTube or TubeBuddy or whatever that you're curious about? You want a little quick tutorial on? Do you have a question? Is there a question that you might have about YouTube in general? Maybe about what it's like to admin a very, well, I think a very large Facebook group. You know, anything. Absent direction, I'll just do a generic channel review. Also, I could potentially look at a specific video. All right, channel review it is. Okay, cool. William O'Donnell, let's do the thing. If this is your first time here, one of the things I like to do is I like to search by the name of the channel and the user, because that shows us some super important information that so many YouTubers miss. And it's not hard. It's just easy to forget because... And I mean, this is one of the reasons I have YouTube. I mean, TubeBuddy, because they have the checklists and they have the best practices, which help you remember all those little things. There's so much to YouTube, and you never know which little thing is going to be the turnkey that'll make all the difference. For example, when I started captioning my videos on Vacation Impossible, I saw an 11% increase in viewership, and I was able to directly correlate that to people watching with captions on. So you never know, and there's just so many different things. So maybe I'll remind you of something you've forgotten. So we got William O'Donnell here, and I've got my TubeBuddy extension on the side, Search Explorer. So it's a good name according to TubeBuddy. And some of the used tags associated with the search is music, olive, tree, academy, RBS, Federal Reserve Bank, and debt. That's interesting. If you're a financial channel, that would be different. That would be kind of cool. I've never reviewed a financial channel before. I have a minor in economics, so that actually be kind of interesting for me. Anyways, so we've got another channel with a similar name, and I just want to talk about this for a second. Let's look at the third result here that we have on search. If you see the top one and the third one, don't look at the profile pictures, don't do anything but the name. What looks better to you in chat? I'm genuinely curious. Number 1 or number 3? Comment in chat just the formatting of the name. If you think the first one looks better, give me a 1. And if you think the third one looks better, with the guy in the suit, the picture, the name only, give me a 3. I'm curious because I've got my feelings, but I want to see what people are thinking in chat. The audio is echoing. That is disturbing. Okay. Well, I'll finish William's channel review, and then if the audio isn't fixed, I'll try replugging it in, and if that doesn't work, I might have to stop and restart the stream, because I don't want you guys to have to live with that audio with an echo for 2 hours. That is headache formula right there. So anyways, I'm seeing a couple ones, a 3 and a 2. 2 is kind of funny. It just went back. Better now. Okay, good. Maybe the cord was loose or something. I don't know. Maybe that mic is actually starting to... Audio just started working again. Did I completely lose audio for a bit there? Okay, well, I've got some good audio, so let's use it. So anyways, my personal feeling is the formatting of just the name. Looking at just the name is, I think, the proper capitalization. I mean, the apostrophe thing I'm not too concerned with. That can be like how you spell your name. But capitalizing the first and last name, I think looks more professional. It's just it's a style thing. That's a little thing, but you never know when it's going to be that little thing. What's the turnkey? What's the black swan effect? What's the little thing, the tipping point that could make a difference? But you got a lot more subscribers than the other guy, so let's not worry about him. Okay, this is my official channel, so I have to ask: are people impersonating you? If you feel the need to begin by saying it's your official channel. Because impersonation is a problem. It's one of the things that I talk about on these live streams. We had a problem with the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group. I started getting messages, and they were like, your Discord is crap, man, or why won't you let me in your Discord, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't have a Discord. And so apparently, at the time, there is one now, but at the time, we didn't have one. And so I found out that someone had set up a Discord and was pretending to be us and was pretending to be me. And they were just using it as a platform to promote their channel. It was like, you have to subscribe to that guy's channel to be part of the Discord or some other thing. He was spamming the Discord with his link all the time. I don't even understand Discord. I don't use it. I've been in the real Small YouTubers Boost Discord like 2 times to say hello. But as I said, I'm time poor. If I have extra time, I'm editing a video, I'm filming something, I'm doing one of these live streams. So unfortunately, I don't have time for Discord at this stage of my life. But we do have an official Discord that we set up shortly thereafter. It was actually kind of a funny thing because around that same time, Matthew Kraft, one of the moderators, excuse me, in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group, wanted to create one. At the same time, and I was like, well, good, because we need an official one because there's some imposter out there. And then around that same time, that's when I created this channel, and I signed up for Twitter and a couple other things, and Instagram, and I created a subreddit just because I was concerned that there were going to be people out there kind of abusing and besmirching the name Small YouTubers Boost, and I thought we had built a great community, and I didn't want us tainted that way. So I'm just curious, is that something you're struggling with as well? Because it's not something I hear very often. I used to have a second channel for collaborations. This is why the main channel says this is an official one. Okay, cool. That was... What's Discord? Barely know. I mean, it's focused on gamers. While I enjoy gaming, I don't create content based on gaming, and so it's sort of like a chat room, but there's additional features. I don't know much about it. If you're very curious, you could probably post about it in the group, and someone would probably happily explain it to you. I am not the person to explain it to you, just because I'm not familiar with it. But yeah, so that was that whole experience. So it's interesting because you had a different channel for collaborations, which I wonder if that is super effective. I guess it depends on the nature of the collaborations, but if all your collaborations are happening on a secondary channel where there are fewer viewers and fewer subscribers and stuff, I wonder if the people you're collaborating with feel that that would be fully fair or that you're fully invested. I don't know. When I do a collaboration, and basically I've decided since starting the second channel, I really don't have the time. I owe BJ Johnson a collab because I promised to appear on his podcast or his channel or whatever. So I owe him one. But other than that, I'm not really currently doing much in the way of collaborations because I just simply don't have the time. I've got too much going on with my podcast and my 2 channels and the group and everything else. But when I was doing it, partly when I was desperate to get Vacation Impossible up to 1,000 subscribers, I said yes to everything that I could. And for me, the decision to collaborate was based on could I make the commitment to do it? Was it something that I was technically capable of doing, and could I meet whatever their deadline was? And so if that lined up, then I said yes. Also, I wanted to know a little bit about what the idea was. If it was completely off the charts, something that was just super off-brand for me or that I couldn't do. So I wanted to know, what's the idea? Can I commit to it and actually deliver? I don't want to say I'm going to do something and not follow through. I hate doing that. It happens sometimes, life gets in the way, but, as much as possible. I don't want to overcommit. And then, and only then, after I agreed to it and we set up a time or a deadline or whatever the particulars were, only then did I look at their channel to see, like, maybe I check them out on Social Blade. How many subscribers, how many views? Because I wanted the idea to drive the collab, not the audience size. Because then you're just playing a numbers game. And it becomes insincere, I think, and it becomes really transparent really rapidly when you do something like that. So I know I'm almost arguing against myself about having a separate channel just for collabs, but also if you collaborate with someone and you're appearing in one of their videos, let's say, or they're posting one of your videos or whatever it is, you generally, in a collaboration, I think it's standard basic etiquette is to link to the channel you're collaborating with. So would they link to your official one or the collaboration one? If they link to the collaboration one, then that's good for the audience because they'll go and they'll find more around that collaboration perhaps, or just more collabs you did. But maybe they want to see original content, so maybe the official. And is it really helping the official channel if you're driving that traffic to a secondary? So you use the past tense in chat, so I suspect you're not running that anymore, and I think that was probably a good decision if it were up to me. You moved your collab vids to your main channel. Cool. All right, we're on the same page. So interesting conversation, though, because one of the things about this is I'm not going to have time to get to everyone. Just the nature of the beast. I mean, if I had more time, if time was no object, they say if money was no object, what would you do? If time was no object, I would try to do like a marathon one of these. I go like 8 hours. I go hard. I'd be like, that'd be awesome. I just don't have that kind of time. Maybe one day. Maybe if I start making money on the internet and I quit my day job, then maybe I could do that. But so anyways, just looking in here at this channel, mostly playing video games. I really hope that you enjoy. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. So in terms of if you were to try to post that as a description for a link to your channel or to a video in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group, it would not be approved. I'm sorry to say, but that's because the only thing in the description that tells me about your channel is that you play video games. And so that is functionally, as we would define it in the Facebook group, a one-word description, because the only word that tells us really anything is games, or video games, which is kind of one word. So what I would suggest is, and I've done the above the fold speech a bunch of times, and so I'm not going to do it again. You can watch previous live streams for that. Maybe one day I'll do a special video on it. But I also worry that in the story of newspapers in New York City and all that stuff, people might have slightly misinterpreted what it means. When people say above the fold, they mean the stuff that you see without having to click on anything. And so that is really prime real estate. And so you've got, I think that you could be putting a lot more in here. You could be explaining what kind of games you play, what platforms. Is it Let's Plays? Is it live streams? Is it RPGs, first-person shooters, PS4, Switch? What is it? And it could be a couple of different things, but still niche down as much as you can. Narrow it down as much as you can, because video games is so broad that it makes up a third of all of YouTube. I've seen the stats. It was a year and a half ago, so it might have shifted since then. But as of like a year and a half ago, a third of all of YouTube was video games, a third of all of YouTube was vlogs, and then there was the rest of us. So just narrowing it down to a third of all of YouTube really doesn't narrow it down. How is someone going to feel a connection with you, with your brand? Why are they going to want to click on you instead of some other gamer? If that's all that they know. Now, the picture looks like a guy in a suit. Power colors, you got the black, the white, and the red, which is cool. Looks like Minecraft, but it could be something else, Roblox or some other thing. I'm not an expert in those sort of games. My background as a gamer or whatever is I'm kind of a Nintendo fanboy, and I am a participant in the Mario Marathon, so I was actually on the last 2 Mario Marathons. Last year I was the only guy who beat the only game they were playing at like 2 in the morning. That was kind of cool. And so I've seen some things from that side of things, because that streams on Twitch. They've been doing it for a decade, so it started with Ustream. And so I was a fan of it, and then I got invited to join the team. So I've seen some of it, but I'm largely sort of an on-air personality player. I'm not on the tech side of things from that, so I have limited value with regards to the tech side of streaming video games. But so I would say that, yeah, put, like, you know, say right at the top, hey, this gaming channel focuses on, finish that sentence. And that'd be a really good start. And so look at how your channel appears in search results, and maybe have it so that it is either a really nice contained thing, or you could, like, it will truncate. It will cut you off after a certain point and just go ... right? You can strategically use that cutoff. If you figure out exactly where you want it to cut off, that maybe it entices people. Oh, wait, hold on, I want to know more. That could be effective. Or alternatively, it could be nice bite-sized. They see it, they know what it is, they know, hey, that's something I want, then they'll click in. But right now, the other problem is that none of these words are very searchable. I mean, if we were to just take a super focused SEO approach on this description, how many people are searching the word "this is my official channel" mostly? I don't think any of those words are getting searched. And if they are, frankly, channel your size, it's not going to come up in the results. I really hope that you enjoy. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. None of those. None of those are super searchable terms. So you want to try and consider SEO as well as how it presents. You have 2 audiences in your channel description, and people forget about channel descriptions. Some people never fill them out. Some people fill them out when they first create the channel and they don't know what they're doing yet. But I think it's good for people to go back at least maybe once a year, look at your channel description with a critical eye. Because you have 2 audiences with your channel description. One is human beings. People like myself, I'm doing search and I'm seeing your channel description. Am I going to click? And the other half of your audience is robots. It's the machines. It's Skynet, whatever you want to call it, the spiders. And it's the algorithm, basically. And it's primarily the YouTube algorithm, but it's not the only one. There are search engines out there that, you know, will index you, and they'll search and they'll crawl with automated things, and they'll read your channel description, and that will impact how you show on Google, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, if anyone's still using it. You know, is Lycos still a thing? I don't know. Alta Vista. How many of those can I name? No, that's a separate game. But the idea is, you wanna be a servant of 2 masters, and those are the 2 masters. You have the people and the algorithm, and you can serve both at the same time very well. You serve the algorithm by having keywords that are unique and identifiable and searchable, things that random people will plug into the search on Google and YouTube. YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine in the world. Google's the largest. They're very similar in how they handle this stuff, but not identical. So you want to serve that master by having lots of search terms. but you want to serve the other master of your audience, of the humans, by writing it out in proper sentences. And so part of that is, and I hate to be a nitpicker on this, but proper capitalization. It shows professionalism. Again, if we look down at this other William O'Donnell, welcome to my channel. I'll be making videos on real estate, mindset, success, business, and other fun topics. Stay tuned. For that description, the grammar is pretty much perfect. The punctuation, the capitalization is all perfect. That presents a slightly more professional thing. So let's say someone tomorrow, maybe like I was talking about before, someone pretends to be you, and they go up there and, you know, they got the same profile picture, they got the same name, but their description is formatted properly. People are probably more likely to click on that one. So it's a little thing, but it can make a subconscious difference to how people see you and how they view your channel and their likelihood to click on it. And again, versus other people that might come up in search. So I think I've harped on that enough. Let's dive into the channel. 196 videos, 169 subscribers. So you've got something here that looks like it serves as a channel trailer. It's 1 minute and 9 seconds long, which is a great duration for a channel trailer. Again, the title and the description doesn't really follow the capitalization or grammar rules. So I would go back. It's a 4-year-old video. It's got 150 views. I don't know how many views it's gotten recently, but you could go optimize that, I think, at relatively low risk. I don't think that video is necessarily driving a lot of traffic. So go in, update the title, update the description. It looks like the description needs to be bulked up a little. Hey guys, this is my dog Minnie. Just thought I'd try something new. This is my first video of 3. So if that was true 4 years ago, that's probably no longer a fully accurate description. It could be like, hey, check out my dog Minnie. He's awesome for these reasons, and watch as he does this. And there's so many more videos of him on my channel. You gotta go check it out. Here's a link to the playlist of all the videos with my dog. Something like that. And again, more searchable terms in there potentially, and it reads better to the humans as well. And maybe that will get the video a little, what I call, unstuck. If it hasn't gotten a view in a while, although channel trailers get kind of, I don't want to call them cheat views, but kind of gimme views. People go to your channel and it autoplays, so you get that view. But do you want, you know, if you want more than that, go and take an old video. A 4-year-old video is fantastic. Go and play. Try a new custom thumbnail if you're no longer in love with what was there before. If you want to take your chances on something, like I wish that there was an easy way in YouTube to go and see like the most recent video that hasn't gotten a view in like the last month. If that was a tool somewhere, that would be kind of cool, because I want to go play with that. I'm going to go see, can I get that unstuck? Can I optimize it? Can I use TubeBuddy to adjust the tags? Maybe I never put an end card on that thing, and maybe the algorithm isn't favoring it because I didn't do all those little things that TubeBuddy does a great job of reminding you of doing. So, and that's generic advice to anybody, is go and see if you get an old video unstuck. Because if it's not getting views right now, what are you risking? You're not risking any algorithmic inertia, for lack of a better term. So you're not risking anything. What I see here from the pause of this video, it looks like you have one of those introductions that has some text that like spins around or jumps around or explodes or something. Those are becoming fairly common. And so this is not about your channel specifically, but just advice that I feel I need to give a lot of people, is that, like, for example, the last couple days I've actually been really lucky. I set a goal for myself, I don't know, like a while ago, sometime last year, like 9 months ago or something, that I wanted to try and watch 20 minutes worth of videos in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group every day. And because it's been so busy and other things going on, I haven't been able to do that in a while. But now with our new moderator, thank you for saying yes, by the way, you know, I have some time again. And so the last couple of days, I've actually been able to watch some videos. And in every video that has one of those, has some kind of cool EDM music during it, that's fine. It's always at 11, and then like the audio of the people talking, whatever else they're playing, the video game, or whatever I'm watching, it's got 4. And so it's like RIP headphone users, right? And so I don't know what yours is because I'm not watching videos today, but my general advice to people is watch your audio levels, particularly when you do have like a title sequence you cut to, because that music, it seems to be a common thing, a common theme amongst my YouTubers, is it is insanely loud. And I mean, if you're watching television, if people even watch broadcast television anymore, I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine live last night because 9/9, but you notice that sometimes the commercials are louder than the show. And there's actual reasons for that. Part of the reason for that is the assumption is people will get up from the tradition of in your living room watching a TV with your family, and they'll go to the washroom, they'll go get a snack, they'll go clean the house, they'll do something during that 2 minutes or so for the commercial break. And so they're like, you know what, they're further from the TV. We got to up the volume so they can still hear our message even if they're not in the room. And so that was why commercials were so much louder. But people who didn't get up from the room found it very annoying, constantly playing with the volume or getting a headache or just being irritated or shocked by it. And so I think it was in Canada a couple of years ago, because I'm in Canada, the CRTC, this is the regulatory body that governs television broadcasts, among other things, they actually instituted a rule about how many decibels louder the commercials could be. And so the commercials kind of came down and they became less jarring. And I think it's a good thing. I don't think that the marketers have seen any direct issue from that. And so I think that's the kind of thing that upsets an audience so much that in Canada, the citizens were banging on the door of the CRTC, our equivalent of the FCC. They were going to the regulatory government body saying, commercials are too loud, fix it. That's how much it upset people. It's a commercial. It's 2 minutes out of your life, and it's kind of louder. And it was enough to upset them to go and write physical letters and email and complain and sign petitions and go to their local members of government. It wasn't like there was a big mass wave, but there was enough people that they felt they had to address it. So, again, not specific to this channel, just generically, when you have those title sequences, or just anything, try not to have a volume spike more than like plus or minus 6 decibels. It's really easy to see if you're using Adobe Premiere Pro, but I try to keep it within a plus or minus, so a range of about 12 decibels. Much more than that, and I think that's when it starts to be jarring for the audience. A bit of a tangent there, but like I said, it's still YouTube related. Let's look at this channel. The banner here, there's some interesting things going on here. I mean, you've got your name, and you've got a nice white stroke around it and a nice drop shadow, so that kind of makes it pop. But it's still up against a very busy background, and the busy background has like stark lines. There's a lot of lines, and they're not hugely consistent at this resolution. Maybe at another resolution it'll look more consistent. But like, for example, you got a Super Mario Brothers, looks like Deluxe or something there. I don't know if that's about the new Switch game that I think just came out like today or yesterday, that was on the Wii U, and then they remastered it, because everything on the Wii U is coming out again for the Switch, because like 8 million people had had the Wii U and like 20 million people have the Switch, so they're like, let's sell it to a larger audience with a slight, we'll put it in a funny hat and we'll up the graphics slightly, and then boom, we get to sell our game again. That having been said, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is awesome, so I don't know, they got me. Anyways, it seems to be cutting off the top left corner, but it's kind of inconsistent. So from a graphic standpoint, anybody with like OCD tendencies, I don't have OCD, I took a test, but I think I have tendencies. I sound like Sheldon Cooper there. I'm not crazy, my mother had me tested. Anyways, so like but it's an inconsistent design aesthetic, and so it's a little bit jarring. And also those lines, they're jumping from like a very bright, light blue color to like this dark color just under the L here. And so that isn't providing a good consistent contrast against which your name appears. Further, above the will, it looks like there's a number 3 or something that's cut off. I don't know exactly what it could be in #8. I don't know. But it's in a similar format, and I'm wondering, what is that? Why is it cut off? Is that just part of like a screen capture, or is it actually part of the name? What's up there? I can't see it at this resolution. It's cut off. And also looking at the name, it's so wide that I bet if you looked at this on mobile, it wouldn't say William Donnell. It would probably be like Illiam Dawn or something, cutting off letters on either side, just a guess. So I've recommended this before, but if you just Google like YouTube banner dimensions, and there are a lot of templates that people have created. They're available for free, that will basically show all the different dimensions that your banner will display on a variety of devices: mobile phone, desktop, television, game console, tablet, all sorts of stuff. YouTube is super customized for all those devices, and it shows your banner in different ways. If you get this template and you have something that a piece of graphic software like Photoshop that can work at transparencies, for example, set it as like your top layer at like 50% transparency, and then lock it so that you can see where all the boxes are against your image. And then as you design or change or reshape or whatever you do to your image, make the core of what you want people to see appear in the smallest box there is. That means, at the very least, what's in that smallest box will appear on every platform, guaranteed. And then you can have other stuff outside of it that adds to it for other, other platforms and can be lovely, but also be aware of if those lines are cutting in the middle of a word, then that's probably not good. None of those lines should interrupt a word. It might cut a face. That might be what you're going for. Maybe it's like half of one face on one side, half another face on the other side. That could be a nice design aesthetic. But if it's not intentional, then you might want to make adjustments. Make intentional choices for your banner so it works on all platforms, is my advice. And I suspect that this one would be cut off on mobile. And that's dodgy because mobile is becoming such a key part of computing generally, of the internet generally, and of YouTube specifically. So much traffic is on mobile. You really want to make sure you're making a good presentation on mobile. And so I would, for the background, I would go with something with a slightly more consistent color tone. You can still have lots of different images, and maybe not the sharp borders between them. Maybe if it was kind of a fade transition or something might be good. But those are just some things to think about. It's interesting. Your social links, you have two. One says contact me with 3 exclamation points, but it seems to just link to, the about page for your channel, which that's kind of interesting. I would drop 2 of the exclamation points, but that's just me. And you got a Facebook there, which is good. I'm hoping that goes to a page, not your personal profile, just for privacy reasons, but make your own choices. I would suggest, again, if there is ever a concern about someone wanting to pretend to be you, you might want to go out and get Twitter and maybe Instagram, a couple other little things. Now, at the end of this month, YouTube is turning off the automatic sharing to both Twitter and Google+. I have mixed feelings because I kept saying, "Go get Twitter, plug it in, and you never have to think about it again." That's going away. You can still integrate it, and you just got to click and type a little something out, and that's not so bad. What I do when I'm doing what I call my sharing blitz, I get a new video out for Vacation Impossible. I want to share it everywhere, and so I'll open up Notepad. I'll get the URL for it, and I might write what I call copy. It's basically a little description of the video, and I'll probably write 1 to 3 versions of that for different audiences. So if I have a travel video and there's some travel groups that it's relevant to, like maybe there's a Mexico travel group, then I'll be like, oh, I can say like, hey, I can tailor it to that audience, and it could be like, oh, hey, have you been to this resort? And it's a video of, something in Cozumel or something. But if I'm sharing it to like a global travel group, it'd be like, maybe I would say, check out this resort in Cozumel/Mexico. So they know. And so you tailor it to the audience a little bit. And in like in a YouTube group, I might say something different, knowing my audience. And so whatever you do, you can have just one for video. Like the one I had today is a resort in Punta Cana. And so I had one description and I used it everywhere because I didn't think that there was a different audience really. So it worked everywhere. So if you have that on your Notepad and you're going and you're sharing it in all the social media places, and YouTube has a great little interface where you can just click on the boxes and it can pop up right after you upload the video, and you can share it just really quickly that way. And so just copy the description and it will automatically put in the link. So you just click the Facebook icon, copy the description, post. Google Plus. Copy the description, post. Twitter, copy the description, add a hashtag, post. That kind of thing. So it'll be pretty easy. It won't be set it and forget it anymore, but it should be pretty easy. It's just a few more clicks. And so if you write yourself a solid description, then you just copy and paste it one more time. It's not a whole lot of extra effort, and it can really help the sharing. So that's a thought. If you're on Instagram, you could upload your thumbnails, potentially, or behind-the-scenes pictures, whatever. So let's take a look more at this channel. So you've got related channels, but you're not recommending specific channels. I recommend that you do that. I recommend that you come in here when you're logged in as yourself. There's an edit channel layout option. You can click on that, and you can activate a box in the top right-hand corner, and you can select specific channels that you want to recommend to people. There's a couple reasons to do this. One, the algorithm likes it when you do this. I've had some experimentation with that, and whenever I disable it, suddenly my videos don't get recommended so much. Might have been a coincidence, but I don't think so. It's a pretty clear correlation. Might not be causation, but it really looked like it. So I say, why not just do it? So that's one thing. I believe that the YouTube algorithm, and I've seen evidence of this, likes it when you use all the features you possibly can. It shows that you're professional, you're putting the effort in, and it gives more information to YouTube to figure out what you're all about. And so I say do it. That's my recommendation. It's easy. This is a set it and forget it. You do it once and it's there. You can, and I know you mentioned collaborations. You did collaborations. So you could recommend channels you collaborated with that you enjoyed, that they can go there and find a video or two that you're in. Alternatively, as a gaming channel, you could link to the official YouTube channels of some of the consoles or the games that you like. You could have, Nintendo. You could have, Sid Meier or whatever, the Civilization. I see you've got here. I don't know what FIFA or the EA, I guess, probably has that license these days. You could link to some official channels, and that's all fine. There could be a concern. I'm just trying to anticipate, not having looked at chat in a while. And chat, I apologize. I will get back to you. But I think sometimes people have a concern that you might drive traffic away. It's like, oh, I'm just going to watch the Nintendo channel instead. I don't think that's a big fear because people probably know Nintendo exists and has its own channel. But more than that, even if they did, you'd still get some credit for that in a helpful way. There's something called session watch time. So if somebody comes to YouTube, they land a direct link to your video and they watch your video, and then they come check out your channel. And then they see some other channels on the side. They click on those and they spend the next 2 hours watching those channels. YouTube loves that. It kept the audience on the platform for another 2 hours, and you were the gateway. Your video got them there, and then they watched all that other stuff. The algorithm's going to be like, hey, something about this guy, something about this video makes people stay here longer, and that is like their ultimate goal. Back in 2010, they switched from caring about views as the king metric of all to watch time. And that doesn't make intuitive business sense when you first think about it, because you're like, well, the more views is the more ads they'll see. Watching one video for longer, there might be a mid-roll, but you don't get as many ad presentations. Why would they want that? And the idea is that they wanted people just to stay on the platform and then go from video to video. And so that was, for whatever reason, what they chose to focus on. That gave rise to the Let's Player. That's how PewDiePie became a thing. Prior to that, you had things like Hot for Words and College Humor and stuff like that did very, very well. They had these short 3 to 5 minute sketches or information videos, and they did exceptionally well because they got lots of views, and that's all the algorithm cared about back then. But now it's so much about watch time. The 2-hour Let's Play is kind of favored by the algorithm to a degree. So anyways, session watch time is sort of another layer, an extension on that. So don't worry about sending things to other channels. And that segues nicely into the other reason I suggest that people have that is it shows you're active in the community and you support other creators. It's not just all about you. People in the Facebook group constantly will be posting, hey, subscribe me. Like, it's not even a sentence. It's 2 words and, that's not a sentence. Or just, hey, sub, or something like that. Or they'll post whatever, and it's so incredibly just about them that people are kind of put off, and sometimes they respond a little more negatively than I like because it can be a little contentious. But if it shows that you're about something more than just yourself, I think that builds you goodwill in the community. And multiple communities, the gaming community, the YouTube community. These are good things. And so it shows that you're supporting of other people. And I think people like to support people who support other people. I was watching some videos. I wrote about this on my blog just recently, last weekend, about the different kinds of happiness that people get. And one of them is about the happiness you only get from helping other people. So let yourself have that kind of happiness, is my advice. Not to say that you're not. I'm not trying to make any judgments. It's just a little thing you can do more of. So let's take a look at the channel. You got you got some playlists here that are basically games. Walking Dead, Life is Strange, City Skylines. There's your collab videos. Again, you want to capitalize collab and probably videos. Throwback Thursday, I like that. Looks like that's new. It looks like you've only been doing that for a month. Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. What is that? Is that... Maybe it's a homebrew. I don't know. Of an older game. And the thing is, you got to check out these people at the bottom here. So there's already 2 channels that you clearly want to recommend. Just put it in the activate the box up here as well. You could probably do it instead of this down below. Or you could do both. That's completely up to you. One thing I'm noticing in your thumbnails is there's consistency of image. But that can be a little tricky, just because people might be like, oh, did I watch this video or that video? The thumbnail's the same. Which one did I watch? I don't remember. So, having some consistency of style is good, but using the same image over and over again can be confusing for the audience. And one thing that's worth considering, and most of your thumbnails are actually, you know, I'm thinking this was an, actually, you know what, I completely, well, okay, not entirely, sorry. I'm just trying to see the time code is covering up parts of the text. Now for this zombies one, it's covering up exclamation points, so that's fine. And a lot of your other thumbnails, you're doing a great job of like getting right up to the time code and not overlapping. So I'm thinking this is something that you've gotten better at over time. I don't know. But like this one over here, the last laggy Walking Dead, it looks like the word necessary, I think, is half cut off by the time code. But that's good advice for everybody. When you're making your custom thumbnails, remember that the time code goes in the bottom right-hand corner. So don't put super important things there that you want people to read in particular. You know, if it's part of an image, it's part of your logo or something, it's probably okay, but I would say don't put the text there. Yeah, like in the civilization thumbnails, that's a bit of a thing here. It's interesting that your popular uploads are not about gaming. That's just something to consider. Throwing that out there. Let's take a look at the Channelytics. This is the TubeBuddy browser extension. Works in Firefox and Chrome. Does not work in Internet Explorer. I don't know about Edge. And for some reason, you need to toggle back from views to subscribers to get to... Oh, is it not even doing that today? Okay, I'd go to videos. There we go. Well, that's not right. Oh, okay, there... I don't know what's going on. Latency issues, maybe. Anyways, so your channel keywords is kind of interesting. It's your name, it's your first name, and this looks like a username of some kind, possibly a gamer tag or something. Do they still call it that? Game username? I don't know. I'm not that hardcore in gaming. I play on Nintendo, you know. I'm a filthy casual. Anyways, you're going to want to bulk that up. You mentioned some of the names. Throwback Thursday, FIFA, you know. Mention the games you play. Civilization, whatever. For that, what I call keyword alignment. You're going to want at least some of the same words from time to time to show up in your channel keywords, your video title, your video description, your video keywords. Say it out loud. Have it appear in the captions. All these things put together causes what I call keyword alignment. And when you have that kind of a keyword alignment on a search term, magic starts to happen. Because that's when the YouTube algorithm is like, this guy's really about that. This video is definitely about that. So people searching that, I can safely, this is like the algorithm talking to itself, I can safely show it higher. I can show it more often. It's probably accurate. So let's give lots of information to the algorithm so that it can crunch that information, chow down on your data, and then use that to show you to appropriate audiences more. Let's see, joined in November of 2013, 8,000 views. So I talked about the above the fold thing, but your description is more than just that. So yes, focus on the stuff that appears, but you can also have subsequent paragraphs where you can talk more. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot over the last year and a half, maybe, about YouTube. There's a guy called Simon Sinek who talks about something called the Golden Circle. And I really recommend you go check it out. He did a TED Talk in 2009, I think, that's got like 25 million views or something on YouTube. But he talks about the Golden Circle and about how explaining the why of your existence, of what you do, of your business, of your channel, is so important to your audience. It's how they connect emotionally, more so than I've got the coolest editing skills, or, you know, the what, or the how. It's the why. And it's really easy to forget. And sometimes our why might be, and I'm not saying this is true of you or anyone else, and it's going to sound a little judgy, I apologize, it can be a little shallow. Because there's people out there who are like, this is my get-rich-quick scheme. This is my retirement plan. I'm just going to go make money on YouTube. And that is their why. Money, and Simon Sinek says this, so, you know, full credit to him, but money is an outcome. It's not a why. It's not a goal necessarily into itself, because you can make money so many different ways. Why are you making money this way, if that is even your goal? And so it's the why. Is it that you want to share the joy of video games with people? Is it that you think video games are a great stress reliever? Is it that you think video games bring people together, or something? What is it that you believe? Why are you a gaming channel? I not you, but general question for gamers. Sometimes I fear that there's a lot of gamers because the technology and the infrastructure for some of this stuff has gotten super easy. And so it's the easy way to go. I think like there's PS4 integration where you can just upload videos directly. And so when I see that during my reviews, and I see that like the tags they're using are the default tags that come along with that auto upload, where it's like Sony Entertainment, and you're like, why did you put that as your keyword? You didn't. Your PS4 did that. You know, is it because it's the easiest way? Then maybe you might want to think about, well, how sustainable is that? Because that's one of the things we see in the group is people come in and they're like, I want to make tons of money and it's taking too long, and then they give up. You know, oh, what channel should I create? It's like, well, the one you care about, dude. Why are you here? And so if it's for these materialistic, shallow, whatever you want to call it, reasons, maybe one-dimensional might be more fair, because it's a valid thing. I'm trying not to judge. They're not in it for the long haul so much, I think, because if they don't get the results right away, if they don't get that dopamine hit of achieving stuff, that's where they get their joy, not necessarily helping people as much. It doesn't last as long, and then they drop off, and we never hear from them again, and they don't end up being the successes. The successes are the people who show up. I'm going to say the word consistently, and I don't mean on a schedule. I just mean like you keep at it week over week, month over month, year over year. Those are the people I think who really find success. If your life permits you to do it daily, every other day, weekly, whatever, then that's awesome in terms of like upload schedule, whatever. But it's just also just sticking with it and not like, oh, well, I haven't had success in a month, so I'm going to try something different. And then another month, not enough success, try something different, right? You never get momentum built up that way. You never get competence in an area. You might get a little bit, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And therefore not necessarily growing a huge audience. So it was a bit of a tangent, but the point is the why of what you do. And I've been thinking about trying to articulate my why better as well. Vacation Impossible. I think I've got the why down to basically two thoughts. More vacations is good. Vacations broaden the mind. More of them is better. The more information you have for a trip, the better trip you're going to have. So more vacations are good. And more informed vacations are better vacations. That's the why of my channel. I want to get more people traveling. I want them to do it smarter, cheaper, more unusually different, more often, those sorts of things. And so I'm hoping that that's a why people identify with, because that is truly what makes me want to do it. Is I'm going to put up this video and maybe I'm going to inspire somebody to travel today. That's kind of cool. I love that idea. That's why I do it. That's why I've been doing it since 2001, since long before the days of YouTube. Now, why do I do this channel? And I'm trying to articulate the why. Why do I put all this time into Small YouTubers Boost? What is it that I'm passionate about? And I like the democratization of YouTube, that it's, you know, there's certain success stories. There was a fellow who was homeless in Spain. All he had was a laptop with a webcam, and on YouTube he was able to basically build up his own little media thing, and he got off the streets, and he lives a comfortable life now, as I understand it. You know, other people in sort of similar situations, it's like... the barrier to entry is really low. If you just have a baseline subsistence level where you can feed yourself, you have some internet and a little bit of technology, then the rest is all about the effort you put in, maybe your personality, your talent, but it really rewards things like that. But the problem here with YouTube that I think is that there's certain gatekeeping going on. And so it's like, if you hadn't heard about channel keywords, would you know to search for them? Would you know to update them? And that is where it's becoming undemocratized. Now it's almost like a slightly gated community where it's like, well, you know, we know the secret, and so we get an advantage, and we're not going to share it with people, so we keep our advantage. I don't like the zero-sum game view of YouTube. That's one of the reasons I like when people, you know, refer to other channels, because I posted something in the Facebook group not too long ago, and I said something like, we're all YouTubers and we're not competitors, and like everyone but one person agreed. That commented, and that's nice. I wasn't looking for validation. It was a thought I wanted to share, because I'm trying to articulate this why, and that was something that occurred to me when I was thinking about the why of it. And so that person's like, no, you are all my competitors. But he also said, like, I kind of want you to succeed. So I mean, it's not a criticism. That can be a fair way of looking at it. I don't see YouTube as a zero-sum game. Just because I got a view doesn't mean you're not going to get a view. Or, you know, if your channel gets shut down, and you know, okay, like Social Blade, they show rankings. Here, I'll show you Social Blade for a second, because I'm largely done with this channel review. I'll show you my Social Blade. Let's just talk about this for a second. I'm just gonna take a look at the chat to make sure you're not all screaming that someone's He goes, I don't think he's going to get to anyone else. Come on, guys. I've got like an hour and a half left, at least, I think. And also, these are tips that apply to lots of people. I'm trying to educate you guys here. I might not get to your channel specifically. This isn't about a shout out. This isn't about getting your picture on the screen. This is about trying to learn something that can hopefully make your channel better. So one of the things that Social Blade shows, which is interesting, but I fear could motivate people in kind of the wrong direction, is these rank positions: subscriber rank and video view rank. So let's say a channel get above me, because I'm like the 2.9 millionth person in subscribers in all of YouTube. So let's say a channel above me gets their channel shut down. So instead of 2,953,980, I become 2,953,979. They got knocked down. I didn't get taller. And YouTube is growing. 7 billion in the people. The population of the planet is growing. There are plenty of views out there for everybody. And so just because you get a view doesn't mean that I lost a view. It doesn't work that way, in my view. That's my philosophy. It's part of my why. So that's part of why I do this, is I want to get that out there. Can you slow down? If anything, I was worried that I was taking way too long. So this will be rewatchable. I think about 20 minutes after I end the live stream. You can go back and rewatch things at your own pace. But people are getting a little, I think, you were beautifully bald. Why, thank you. I shaved today. It's been a while. Needed to refresh that. And so I got to keep going, unfortunately. Let's see here. ABCU, I've looked at your channel before. I'm just going to see if there's anything you've requested that's not a channel review. And then I might just move on to the next person. Just because I have reviewed your channel recently. But I did like your channel, and I like what you're doing there, and I hope you find amazing success. I think educators need to be acknowledged in a very similar way as people in armed services. You can make a joke about kids being dangerous, but really I think it's all about they do something that's difficult. I think they're underpaid for what they do, and it's important to society. I think education is a silver bullet. Oh, hey, let's go back for a second. See, there's me reviewing ABC View right there 1 week ago. So there's stuff there. So Great Country Grillin'. I assumed you wanted a channel review. Let me quickly check chat because I'm making an assumption there. Do what you got to do, Ray. Thank you. You got the notification and ran to your PC. There's something about that I love. That's charming. I need more channels that I have notifications turned on for. I think I might do that for like Roberto Blake. Right now I only have it for Andrew Matthews. He's like this self-help guy. He wrote the book Being Happy. I love his stuff, but I should do that more. Yeah, the group is getting huge. Audio was good. Getting a thumbs up. Hey, Mrs. Netscape Navigator. You person after my own heart. Voted number 3. Oh, no, wait, number 3 was what I thought people would vote. So, yeah, okay. It was all good. There was echoing, but I guess it's gone now. I hope the audio is still good. Good info. Something about Friday. Achilles Melee is here. I hope you're feeling better, man. I don't know. He's answering a question there. He was glad he was the second person here today. He's got to start making dinner for his family soon. Again, you can always come back and watch it. I will absolutely... You need to go. So I am sorry about that, but your review will be here in perpetuity. You can always come back and watch it whenever. And, I think that'd be kind of cool. If I were to get a channel reviewed by somebody, I would want to go back and look at it like a year later. And I mean, I would probably be watching it like this because I'd be like, oh God, why did I used to make these mistakes? But I think it'd be really interesting to see how my channel has grown and if I had incorporated feedback and what it had done. I had a channel review from a guy in the group that actually kind of inspired this. I don't remember his name. It was a white guy in Washington State. I think his name started with a W. I'm not sure. Anyways, I would love to go back and watch that live stream one day and see how things have changed since then. Oh, there was also there was a lady who did a channel review recent-ish that's in the group. So maybe I'll go back and rewatch that one day. Anyways, okay, so search tags related to this channel: Great Country Grillin', shout-out Sunday, shout-outs, Ontario. Hey, is this another fellow Canadian? That's kind of cool. The search results coming up. Okay, the first one looks like him appearing on somebody else's channel, which is cool, live stream. And then the rest are videos from his channel, so he's dominating his name, and TubeBuddy says it's a good search, so that's good. I like the logo, it's pretty good. I don't have a lot of feedback there. Yeah, so let's see here. 66 videos. 590 subscribers. Welcome to the heart of Midwestern Ontario. Great Country Grillin' is all about outdoor cooking. Check out my videos where I... That's pretty awesome. Not a lot of criticism there. I think to check out my videos where I... Check out our videos where... And then maybe you could get one more word in there just to entice people. Make them wonder. You know, I'm not sure. Or in our videos, we... something. And then like a word to entice a little bit more, maybe? I don't know. But other than that, I like the first two sentences are actually really solid. I normally am against the whole welcome part, but actually I think it really works with the way that this is written. So I think your first two sentences of your channel description are really solid. 590 subscribers. That's cool. Halfway to your 1,000. Let's see what we got here. Pausing this video. It's 1 minute and a second, so that's good. It is a trailer. It's called a trailer. You got that down. I like your banner. Your banner is popping. That is sharp. That's cool. It's a nice image. It's appropriately saturated. It's like glazed. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's awesome. I like it. So don't change your banner, man. Your banner's awesome. I like it. So you're linking to Facebook, which I'm Games and Grills. That's interesting. Hopefully that's a page you've. Oh, Chris, is this Chris from the group? I think I see Chris by this name commenting often on the group. Pretty active member, if I'm not mistaken. So that's interesting. Looks like it's your personal Twitter. You might want to create a Great Country Grillin' Twitter. Although that can be a little tricky because the names Vacation Impossible had to be Vacay Impossible because of the limits on the handles on Twitter. And you got your Instagram, which looks like it's largely based on your last name. So what I would suggest with your social media is to have accounts that are channel accounts. Like on the internet, I'm often known as Cowman. Like that's how the people in the Mario Marathon know me. When I land in Indianapolis and like Nate or Dan picks me up at the airport because they're just lovely people, they're like, "Hey, Cowman." And like if they call me Ray, it would actually feel incredibly weird. It was like the odd time it happened, and I was like, "What?" After the first Mario Marathon that I participated in, I've been hanging out with these guys for like 5 days, and on the 6th day, because I had an extra day there, we were driving around town. They were showing me the town, and I remember Brian's driving around, and he turns back and goes, "Cowman, I'm sorry, I forgot. What's your real name again?" We've been talking on the internet for like 8 or 9 years. We hung out all week long. You forgot my real name, and I was totally fine with that. It was kind of, I'm like, I kind of like that. I don't know. It's like the persona I created for myself. Not that I don't mind being a sunny sunshine, right? I don't know. It's lame. I just hate when people make Ray of Light jokes for the Madonna song. I don't like that song. It's okay. She does better stuff. I like the Immaculate Collection. Pro tip for YouTubers: whenever possible, to make things visually engaging, this came up last time, if you have the opportunity to use a prop, grab it. Gives people something to look at, other than my mug. You've seen a lot of this mug. My face. Featured channels, Jared. I did a collab with Jared. I appeared on his channel. He's very active. He's Canadian as well. I think he's in Ontario somewhere. Toronto, I think. I'm not 100%. People get a little twitchy regionally out there, so if they didn't just insult anybody or say, you know, Toronto the wrong way. T-dot. Sarcastically. Anyways, you're recommending channels, and that's awesome. Let's see. Description for your trailer. Welcome to the heart of Midwestern Ontario. Great Country Grillin' is all about outdoor cooking. Check out my videos where I smoke on the Napoleon Apollo. So I'm guessing Napoleon Apollo is a piece of equipment. So, yeah. Just trying to think of a way to try and get that a little earlier so it's part of that before the cutoff. I don't know. Might not be easy to do. I've also got a big, easy, oilless turkey fryer, and it kind of goes on from there. Limited edition. Limited edition! Fans of Pat Country will get that. I don't have a one-up sound. I'm open to ideas and suggestions, so feel free to fire away. They're pretty solid. I don't have a lot of recommendation for that description. I was just saying there's no such thing as competing against other YouTubers, right? And you've got a video about an Alaskan cruise, and one of my most successful videos is about an Alaskan cruise. Do I share my secrets? So I think for you, the issue I was mentioning earlier in thumbnails about the bottom right-hand corner being covered up by time codes is something that's happening here. I like the font you're using in that thumbnail for the Alaskan cruise, but the voyage of the, I'm assuming, glacier, but it's GLA and then it gets cut off. So if you still have the source file for that, you might want to move the text up a little bit, or yeah, figure out some way to make that a little bit more readable at this resolution. But other than that, your images are pretty good. It looks like you've got a color scheme and a font that you're using fairly consistently. And yeah, the pictures are pretty sharp. If you find that the pictures are looking duller than you thought they would once they're a thumbnail, and when you go into Photoshop, there's a setting for like an adjustment setting called vibrance, which actually allows you to adjust both vibrance and saturation. And my impression of images when they're shrunk down is they lose some of their saturation of color. So you can punch them up either, you know, 25 each or just 50 to either one. You can use the preview button as a toggle to see what looks better. And so just punch up the colors a little bit. Don't make it look unnatural. Don't make it look like people are made out of Play-Doh or anything. But then when it shrinks down, it'll keep that color vibrance, the saturation, the popping sharpness in the colors that you might feel that you're losing in the shrinking down. That's just a thought. Got some playlists here. Looks pretty good. Got a couple product reviews. That looks really good. I'm not going to have a whole lot of things to say about this channel other than keep doing what you're doing because you're awesome. Go... leaves? Yeah, you've got some good channel tags here. Actually, I do have one piece of advice that I might be able to give about this. Let me just toggle this because... There, now it's working. There we go. All right, I do have one piece of advice about your channel tags is that every word is its own tag, and you're able to actually create long tail keywords using quotation marks or commas in the setting. So when you go into where you enter your channel name, for example, you have shout out. It's treating shout as one word, so like people looking for the Tears for Fears song. And then out is a separate word, which, I mean, that could be a whole bunch of different things. But if you put shout out together, it becomes a long tail keyword of 2 words. But you're more likely to get traction for the longer tail than a word that is literally 3 letters. Also, same issue with big and easy. Although if you put those together, you might get confused with, what is that? New Orleans, I think, is called the Big Easy. Yeah, I've been there. You'd think I'd remember. I was only there for like a day or 2. Anyways, other than that, you're doing great. But that's the one thing. I see you got 2 buddies, so you're on the team. You know what's what. You got some pretty good subscriber growth. Looks like it's petered out a little bit in the last few days, but you're still doing pretty well. Maybe this shout out will help. Not why I'm here. So you had a view spike right around Christmas. Do you have a video about making like a butterball turkey? If you don't, video idea for next Christmas. And honestly, you could do it for Thanksgiving. You might, I hate to say as a fellow Canadian, you might want to target American Thanksgiving just because they're 10 times our audience size. But if you get that out like a few days before their Thanksgiving, and then maybe come shortly before Christmas, you reshare it in certain places, Reddit, Pinterest, or something where people go for those sorts of videos, that could do very well for you. But yeah, you had a view spike through Christmas and Boxing Day. Sorry, I said Boxing Day because I'm in the Commonwealth. Wow, that's interesting. So you had one video go up in December 22nd, and that's the only video you had out for a month. And your channel's actually doing really solid for views based on that. So I'm thinking that your production quality is probably pretty high. You put a lot of effort into getting the shots right, using good equipment, knowing what you're doing, and editing. Sound adjustments, thumbnails, all that stuff. I'm guessing, but that's probably why your channel presents as very professional. But it's, yeah, that is that's pretty good for the amount of videos you're putting out. I don't want to screw with your secret sauce. See what I did there? But if there were the capacity to get more videos out, maybe even just like 1 a week, if you could pull that off. And if it means sacrificing quality, don't do it. If it means stressing yourself out, don't do it. But if there's some potential there, maybe it's just the off season, like you do outdoor cooking and it's the winter, so maybe now's not the time you can film stuff. I don't know. Whatever challenges there might be, but if you could get 1 a week, you could get some real momentum, and then your channel would probably like surpass mine. I give you permission to kick my channel's butt. All right, let's check out the about page, but I don't know that I have much here. Okay, here we go. Here's the thing. New videos uploaded every Friday between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's objectively untrue. Unless the Channelytics was erroring out and not showing me your videos, it's just objectively untrue. So what I would suggest is just taking that sentence out, because I think it's fine not to have a schedule. But I think it's a problem to have a schedule that you don't adhere to. And I don't want to pile on if you're feeling stressed about that. I'm not trying to add to that. I'm saying take the requirement off of yourself. Don't put that stress on yourself. Because I don't believe that an upload schedule creates better content. It just creates more content. And at what cost? At what cost to your stress and your sanity and your free time and your work-life balance and the other things? I don't know. Only you guys can make those choices for yourselves. But this is pretty good. Your description is really good. It talks about your equipment a lot. I would consider potentially adding a second paragraph where you talk a little bit more about the food you prepare, because you talked about the equipment side of things. Let's also snag the SEO around the food, the meats you use and the kind of things. I'm seeing hot dogs and burgers and steaks. Maybe figure out that, you know, we believe the best way to have whether it's a hot dog, burger, steak, or chicken, we believe outdoor grilling is the way to do it. A little sentence like that, make it its own paragraph, put it further down, but at least you get some of those words in there. I mean, you got turkey from Turkey Fryer. So maybe don't repeat that, because repeating keywords doesn't help you within the same area. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential here. Looks like you got a really professional channel. I look forward to you kicking some butt. Remember me when you're famous. Let's see what's going on in chat. Yes, this channel's making me like hungry. I'm like salivating. And I had lunch right before I started this. Someone asked, what's Pinterest? That's hard to explain. Pinterest is kind of like public bookmarks. All hail puppy wanted me to notice them. I've noticed you. Raymeister, Rayster, Ray. That's funny. So anyways, just kind of looking at chat here. What is a PewDiePie? That's funny. So what is Pinterest? Pinterest is kind of like an opportunity to bookmark things, but on a public social media site. I don't understand it very well, but you can go in and create an account on Pinterest fairly easily, as like a brand account, and plug it into your YouTube so that when you are posting a new video, you can just click share on Pinterest. You create what they call a board. That would be like if you're thinking like a browser equivalent, it's like a folder full of bookmarks. It's like that, but it's publicly visible and a bit of a visual representation. So create even just one. It could just be videos. For me, I have like travel videos. I think I have podcasts. I think I have merch, which I only just created because somebody asked me to create a Teespring t-shirt, and then nobody bought it. I don't care. It's fine. I'm not bitter. No, I'm not. It took me no time to create. It was just kind of fun. Maybe one day I'll make something a little better. But the idea there is it's like you pin something to an idea board. Is sort of like the physical equivalent of that. And so if you want to know more about it, what I recommend is you might know the app Hootsuite. I've never used it. It's a pay app, so I don't. I haven't invested in it. But their website, the Hootsuite website, has free educational programming on it, where they actually have a course that will teach you about different social media marketing strategies. And there's a module on Pinterest. And so what I would recommend is you can go in and you can kind of navigate through to just that, or you could go through the whole thing. I think the whole thing's actually very valuable. The idea is you take the whole thing, and at the end they offer to test you. And it's like $100 or $200 or $50 for a test, depending on if there's a sale. And then if you pass the test, you get a certification you get to put on your resume. And I'm like, well, I'm more here to know how to do it. I'm not here to get a job or impress people. I'm here to figure out the nuts and bolts of these social media things. So I went through it and I just didn't take the test. And at every sort of main subject area at the end, there's normally one that's just like, and how Hootsuite can help you do this better. Skip that. So you skip the sales pitch. And it's actually incredibly valuable. And they include a lot of market research and stuff, like what's the gender split on different things. Pinterest trends largely female. And so just something to know. Because that can tell you something about the potential audience there. One thing that I've noticed in my channel is that when the gender split is close to 50-50, that's when the magic happens. Then when I start getting lots of views and subscribers and watch time goes up and everything, when it skews male, and this is just Vacation Impossible, I don't know why, but when it skews male, that always seems to happen at the same time that my views drop and my subscribers don't grow much and watch time is declining and stuff like that. So I say that I think for whatever reason, part of the special sauce, and I did it again, well, the special sauce for my channel, Vacation Impossible, is achieving a 50-50 gender split often leads to other cool things. And so maybe being more active on Pinterest. Pinterest also does a cool thing where they'll email you every week and tell you how many impressions your pins got. That's like how many people have viewed the thing that you've got up there. And it'll show you the top 3 that have been viewed. So like last week, my pins got 837 impressions or something. It doesn't translate into huge viewership on YouTube from what I can see. But I'm not sure how great the analytic is in picking that up, because if they are using it like a bookmark, maybe it's not picking up that the traffic's coming from Pinterest, or maybe I'm just crap at Pinterest. I don't know. But that's sort of a short answer to that particular question. No dragons, please. I think I've reviewed your channel recently, and you said you were just going to lurk. Peak Time Racing asked for a review. Sure thing. And it's interesting. Your box is like gray and there's a check mark. What does that mean? I still have so much to learn about live streaming on YouTube. Peak Time Racing. No, the checkmark means you're verified. 219,000 subscribers. Welcome. Wow. I will be shocked if I can help you a whole lot, but I will do my level best. Okay, that's cool. And you know, we do have larger YouTubers that are in the group. You know, we've got lurkers, we've got some CEOs of companies, we got reporters. Our Facebook group has got all sorts. And so cool. This is different. I like different. Peak Time Racing, Hot Wheels, Lamborghini, Peg Hunt, Tournament, Unboxing, Bugatti, Crash Tournament, Hot Wheels Tournament. Those are the related searches. Don't know what Peg Hunt's all about, but the rest of that sounds really on brand. So I'm guessing that you race toys, which is cool, because the most used tags, Peak Time Racing, Hot Wheels, Peak Time, Hot Wheels, Racing, Ferrari. I don't know what 458 is. Maybe that's a car. I'm not really a car guy. I like the Grand Tour. I think Season 3 is coming out like the 18th is the first episode of Season 3 of the Grand Tour. Comes out the day after Discovery Season 2 begins. It's a really cool week for entertainment. Anyways, enough about that Amazon Prime show. That's funny that TubeBuddy says the search term is bad, but it looks like I'm getting your stuff. It gives me the latest from your channel. It gives me some videos from your channel. You're rocking some great views. All right, Peak Time Racing is your go-to channel for toy and video game races. How do you... I assume racing video games? Because how do you race video games? You get an inclined plane, you put 2 Nintendo carts, and you see which one slide... No, I'm kidding. You also review and unbox a lot of toy cars, including... That's pretty good. But, I mean, it was sort of a dangling modifier joke, but a syntax joke. But video game races is kind of interesting. Peak Time Racing, your channel for toy races and racing video games. We also review and unbox toy cars, including, because a lot is not necessary. It's not searchable. It's not adding a lot of value. It's sort of an amplifier of magnitude of what you're trying to say. But from an algorithmic standpoint, it's kind of wasted space. So yeah, we also review and unbox toy cars, including something. Hot Wheels, probably. I'm thinking, given by the tags here, including Hot Wheels. To go on from there. And you got thumbnails. Looking at the thumbnails here, this is a really good, consistent kind of thumbnail. If I can't help you, maybe I can at least point out what you're doing very well for everybody else watching. But you've got that border, which is really sharp. And it looks like you're doing something a little interesting with the border too here. So for example, people like Toby Creation, he's a travel channel that is in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group. But he creates this light blue banner around his videos of certain kinds. And it's a nice distinct look. I always know when I see a Toby Creation video. It's identifiable. And you're doing something here very similar, very good. But you've taken it, I think, to an extra level because it looks like, and not in everyone, but in 3 out of the 4 thumbnails I'm seeing here, I see evidence, or maybe just 2 of them, like there's almost a drop shadow on the border. That looks sharp. If that, I wonder how you did that. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's a nice little touch because then it makes the border feel almost more tangible. And so it's not just a color around it, but it's a color that's got like a depth to it. That's awesome. So PTR, that's pretty good. Peak Time Racing. The Peak Time Racing is really hard to read at lower resolutions. Like I'm going to hop back into chat here. And you can't really read it in the chat. So, but I like the cleanness of the logo. But you could make Peak Time Racing, the words a little larger, make them take up like maybe each a row. But I'm worried that would ruin your design aesthetic. So I don't know. Just something to think about. You got 1,389 videos to 219,000 subscribers. Those numbers, I guarantee you, are related.
you know, sometimes it's just about putting out videos. One of my New Year's resolutions is all about content creation for both of my channels. I say I want to get like 100 videos out on vacation if possible, and I think like a minimum, I don't know, 10 or something on small YouTubers boost. I forget exactly what I wrote in my blog. These are the best kind of goals, I think, for two solid reasons. One, you control them. So you can't control who subscribes or how many views you get. You can do things to improve your likelihood, but you have no control. You can have influence. There's a difference. And people just beat themselves up about it. You know, oh, what kind of failure am I that I don't get more subscribers? Or, you know, why can't I get views? And they think it's about them, and it's this destructive pattern in some people. I get really worried about it. I think it's bad for the mental health. But if your goal is about, I want to create 50 videos this year, I want to create 100 videos this year, you have not total control, like it's in the way, but you have much more control over that. And the funny thing is that is the vehicle, pun, that is the vehicle that gets you to high subscriber counts and high view counts, is getting lots of videos out there. Maybe not necessarily on an everyday schedule or something, but getting lots of videos out there, no more than one a day I would recommend. Minimum one a week is my suggestion. But just getting that content out there, it does so many things for you. The algorithm sees what is consistent, and that favors you. You get better as you do it. You figure out faster and better ways of editing, of shooting, of talking, of presenting yourself, of doing all sorts of things. Your audience grows as that happens. And so the quality, it's just naturally going to come. Malcolm Gladwell says that once you've done 10,000 hours of anything, you become unconsciously competent at it. That means you're good at it without thinking about it. And when you achieve that tipping point, to use another Malcolm Gladwell term, then you become much more efficient. If you're not thinking about it, you're doing it faster in all likelihood, and you're probably doing it better, and you're probably progressively getting better even after that point. You still learn more. You see other ideas. You get inspired. You have a new idea. You try it out. You test it out. So the number of videos directly correlates to the number of subscribers. There's a lot more going on there, but I guarantee it to you that those numbers are in some way related. They just have to be. They can't not. So, this is interesting. There's no channel trailer. There's something serving as a channel trailer, which is Blue Toy Cars Surprise Bucket Hot Wheels. So, sounds awkwardly phrased. Blue Toy Cars Surprise Bucket Hot Wheels. Maybe that's how you're supposed to say it. So, in your channel description, you have right here links to your merch and some subscribing links here. My general advice, and again, I hesitate to give advice to a channel that's so much more successful than mine, but what the hell, you can ignore it if you like. I mean, you're here for a reason, right? And it's not to hear me just fawn over how awesome your channel is. I would have suggested, to a smaller channel, is to put a description at the beginning. Now, if people are clicking right here and going straight to buying your merch, A, I'd be surprised because they've only just landed on your channel. But B, if that is happening, then sure, leave it. If it's driving that traffic and that's what you want out of it, that's great. But I think starting with a description might be a little bit better because, a video is a video. In fact, I'm seeing this consistently here. Yeah, look at all these descriptions across these videos. You're super successful, but I actually have to advise against what you're doing here in terms of these links at the very top. Because if that video comes up in search and the description doesn't tell them really what it's about, and all they see that, like, there's the title and the thumbnail, and those are the biggest things that'll probably suck people in. But the third thing is going to be the description. And if the description that they see at the very top is, oh, you're selling merch, I don't know, that would not entice me more. That would make me less inclined. This is just me personally. But at the same time, the fact that you have merch, they might see as branding you professionally. I don't know. But it looks like you're doing that consistently. So maybe one thing you could try doing is try putting some, I'm assuming that there's a fulsome description after the links. Maybe try some videos where the description is fully up top and see how that does. Does the video perform a little bit better? Do you see it, like, do you get fewer click-throughs to your merch and your other things? What's the trade-off? Make a conscious choice. But I would be more inclined to put the description, a nice full description up top. Looking at your banner, there's cool stuff going on here. You've got some consistency of design, matching your profile picture, which is good. You've got the Hot Wheel off to the side, which is nice and crisp, and I like that. It's a nice sort of semi-transparent PNG thing. On the right-hand side, you've got these social links that are not clickable, and you're indicating the username. It looks very nice, but not being clickable has, I think, questionable, well, not questionable, I think it has limited utility. And again, hey, if you're getting a lot of traffic to them and it's working for you, you know, feel free to ignore me. But you've got the Facebook, you got the Twitter, and you got the Instagram link down here. Also, I think that Instagram icon that you have up there is a little dated now. And these are actually clickable. So I'm wondering what else could you put in that space? You know, here's the thought. You have merch. I don't know what your merch is. You got a t-shirt. You can put a t-shirt up there like you got the car over there. Maybe you have a PTR. That'd be kind of, I don't know if you've done any branding, sponsorship, crossovers or anything, but if there could be like a PTR branded Hot Wheel, that'd be pretty cool. Even if you could just mock one up and put it in there. Even if you can't sell it, it would just look awesome. That would be interesting. That'd be kind of cool. It would balance the image, but you don't have to necessarily have a balanced image. I like the tire tracks that look like they're going through a light dusting of snow. As a Canadian, I like that. I don't know about how me being Canadian impacts that, but that's all right. Interesting. You've got like Mario Hot Wheels, and you got sort of this overlay with Mario in the thumbnail. That's pretty sharp. You got uploads, mega unboxings, Hot Wheel case unboxings, Hot Wheels set reviews. So the one thing that I would... Oh, and you got popular uploads at the very top. Never mind, it's there. I would consider taking your popular uploads and possibly putting them as a playlist across instead of a vertical list. Go horizontal. That way you get more things people can click and more videos they can watch higher up, that above the fold thing. Because this is how your page looked to me when I first land on it. And so I have like 2 1/10 of a video that I could click on. But if that was a playlist, then there would be more opportunities. So, you know, you could play around with that and see if it works better for you. You're featuring some channels. You got related channels. That's all really solid. I bet you have tons of playlists. Wow, your most viewed video I just noticed has 9.1 million views. That's awesome. Yeah, tons of playlists. This is what I'm saying. A thought though is you have Race Series 9, Race Series 8. I can understand from an organizational standpoint how that's helpful. Believe me, with Vacation Impossible, I have season 29 I'm working on right now. And I've been thinking for a while that I need to possibly change how I label this playlist, because it doesn't say a lot. And your playlist title is, again, it's another source of SEO. Let's use it. So I would even suggest, if it's nothing more than, add the word toy. Add the word Hot Wheels if it's appropriate. Maybe just toy. Toy race. Toy car race. There you go. Toy car race series 8, 9, 10, whatever. Toy car race. By adding toy and car, even in the title, that's good. That's adding into it. And I'm hoping that you have descriptions for each of your playlists. Let's take a look. If I were to dive into one, let's pick this one here. If I click into this is just going to show me a video, isn't it? I want to see. Messy. There we go. You don't have a description for your playlist. Missed opportunity here. So even again, if all it says is, this is the second series of our toy car races. Just say toy car races. That alone. And I want to enunciate clearly, races. In case that came out wrong, I speak quickly. Toy car races. Even if that's all you put in the description, you can go in and you can just like go through and add it to every one of this sequence of playlists. And then the playlists could potentially do better. You know, everyone goes into their analytics and they look at the channel, you know, what it defaults to, and it's your videos. But there's the option to switch it over to playlists to see how your playlists are performing. People forget about that. If that becomes the black swan competitive advantage, tipping point, whatever you want to call it, maybe your channel just suddenly does better in playlists. Maybe that's what the other people are missing. Maybe that's your opportunity. Just a thought. Let's go back to the channel. I'm afraid to open the channel analytics because it's going to make my channel look sad. That is okay. Okay. Obviously ignore the January 11th thing because that's today. So the day is still relatively young. I've got about maybe 45 to 50 minutes left at this. And your channel tags are on point. So that's probably a big part of why your growth is as successful as it is. So it's interesting. Subscriber growth is kind of all over, but it's very strong. Holy mother of God, 420 subscribers 2 days in a row. To dream. You're doing very well. It's interesting because with this subscriber count, you would have qualified for both Teespring integration, memberships, and silver play button, if I'm not mistaken. So it's interesting. You link to some merch, but you. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna actually click on one of these videos. Let's find. I'd like to click on one that doesn't have a lot of views. That's hard to find on this channel. Whatever. Let's just here, this one. So I want to see. Do you have Teespring integration? No. Well, that's interesting. Cool stuff. Oh. Wow, you got an address there. I hope it's. Oh, Blaine. Hey, man, I'm in Vancouver, Canada. We're close. Oh, that's a P.O. box for safety reasons. If you ever want to collaborate, you let me know. I had to get it in there. I'm driving down the I-5 all the time. We like going to Seattle and stuff. I like the Red Lobster in Linwood. I like to eat there. Don't stalk me, people. Good luck catching me the one day a month I go there. Anyways, I was looking at the Channelytics. So remember that the subscriber high growth point was at the 5th and the 6th. And similar very high views on those days. Videos. Oh, interesting. Not a huge amount of views. Videos going out. But you got a really good run of consistency here in around mid-December. Really solid. Makes sense. December's probably a real growth time for this. People are shopping for toys. I mean, a parent's guide to buying Hot Wheels for your kid might be a video that could do exceptionally well for you. Might be a little off-brand, though. Don't know. But it could be an opportunity, too, if you wanted to take that risk. So you've got your email there, and you got it down there as well. I'm curious, do you get a lot of spam? Because this kind of an email, the bots, the spiders, they're going to come along, they're going to pick it up. And so I wonder, do you have a signal to noise ratio issue with your email? Just curious. We're family friendly. I like that. As a parent myself. Brand deals welcome. If you are an MCM, we aren't interested. I don't know why I like that, but I do. I guess you've been approached by several MCNs, and I imagine either you're already in one or you don't want to join one. I respect both choices. So this is a cool channel. This is something to look up to. Yeah, I think you're only going to keep growing. So this is awesome. Been at since 2011. So that is cool. I hope that provided some manner of value. No, I never lost audio. That's good. Oh, it says hoping he gets to me. I absolutely got to you. It's so funny that you're hoping I get to yours, and I'm hoping one day I'm as successful as you are. I like that. That's one of the things I talk about, like the democratization of this and the access, and like you never know who's going to show up in chat. You never know who's going to see a video. You never know who's going to make a difference too, and that's just amazing. Crazy Enigma says, "I want attention, Ray." Okay, well there you go. You had some attention. What's in the special sauce? You don't consider yourself big. You're local, though. Well, and big is relative. Pat Country has about 200,000 subscribers. I think 200,000 subscribers, depending on what you're doing, is the moment where you can go full-time. So, something to think about. Thanks. I actually have a... now, so I have to remove the video game part. Well, there you go. There you go. Makes perfect sense. Glad I helped you there. Use a photo editor. I used to do one video a day, but it was getting burnt out. Absolutely. It's not sustainable. It's just not. One a week is sustainable. One a day, I just don't get how people do it. Went down to 2 to 4 videos a week. That's solid. Everyone starts somewhere. You don't look at yourself different. I love it. I love it. People are just people. We're all people. I don't like having a standard channel trailer. I'm more kids dedicated and think channel trailers don't apply that much to kids. That is a really interesting thought. Huh. What does a kid look for when they land on a page? I wonder. I should ask my son that. That is something to think about. I mean, my channel is family friendly, but not kids focused, so that's interesting. Use standard description. Sure. And I mean, having standard template description is fine. And you can have a customized something that you put right above it. That's what I do on both of my channels. That's how I get all the social links in there. Need to work on the playlist part. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. You have all of those. So I assume that includes the play button. Solid. Respect. No Teespring integration. And I mean, that's fine. Some people get turned off by merch, especially as like a kid's channel. You might not want to feel like the candy that's right next to the cashier in the grocery store. I could appreciate that if that's the choice. You live in South Surrey? That's, wow, lots going on here. That's awesome. So we're in the same province. That's cool. Yeah, having a P.O. box in Blaine because your viewers are there. I've been thinking about that because if I wanted to order my own T-shirt, it's like $5 and change to ship to the U.S. It's like $12.50, $14.50 or something. Come to Canada, just cross the border, go pick it up, go get gas, go over the lobster. I'm guessing you have an Nexus Pass. If not, I talk about it on the Vacation Impossible podcast all the time. Nexus Pass, really worth it. If you got a P.O. box in Blaine, though, you've got a Nexus. You just gotta. Oh yeah, and you know what? Good revenue time in December too. Yeah, I got remonetized on December 12th, and then like I had the best day ever on like December 29th, and then like I'm getting like a third of the revenue since then. But you know, I'm not. That's not what I'm in it for. But it's just kind of funny to watch. You are a full-time YouTuber. That's awesome. Kids and they click the views they want to watch. They don't need to be sold on your channel. I think it is different with you have Nexus. That's awesome. Yeah, smart person. So of course you have Nexus. But yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't really thought about. Oh, that's interesting. So Crazy Enigma asks Peak Time Racing, "Can I interview you for a video?" I already know that's a no. And then he says, "Yeah, let's talk." I was watching. There's this former FBI negotiator who runs a company called Black Swan, and I was watching a couple of his videos over the last couple of days, and he talks about like how he went up to Jack Welch and wanted him to come speak at his school. And so he was like, "I've only got 2 seconds at the signing thing, and I don't want to get tackled." And so the way he asked was very similar to what just happened in chat there. He went up to him and he's like, "Is it crazy to think about asking you to come speak at my school?" And he's like, "Here's my assistant, we'll connect. Next time I'm in town, I'll come speak at your school." And sure enough, he ended up doing that. And so it's interesting. It's about, he talks a lot about how people are obsessed with getting a yes. And how what's more important, and this really resonates with me. I love this. It's about someone agreeing that that's true. If you can get them to say that's right or that's true, not you're right, you're true, that's right, then you have some sort of values agreement and stuff, and that's really cool. But it's interesting. Yeah, Peak Time. That's awesome that you like that. Several YouTube channels: a tech channel with 45K subs, and a gaming with 5K. But don't look at me different. I'm still learning as well. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I don't want to be shocked by the numbers. I'm impressed with the visual presentation. Honestly, that's really sort of it, because that speaks to effort and talent. Because I mean, honestly, and I joke about this all the time, or use it as examples. All you need is like Jimmy Kimmel to tweet about you, and suddenly you get subscribers at like this level almost. And that is luck. That is that. But I see that this person is also putting in the work. And that's what resonates with me. That's what gains a lot of my respect, is they put in the work over time, creating tons of tons of videos, and doing all that stuff. You know, if you're putting your best effort into it and you're doing it sincerely and with whatever professionalism you can muster, mad respect every time. I don't care about your view count or subscriber count. That's why when I collab with people, I don't look at it until after I've agreed. Only then will I look at it. So, thank you all, Help Up. It was nice. He says, "Ray and the people on this chat are some of the most nice, chill, and funny that I know makes a difference from the haters." Yeah, well, that FBI negotiator guy talks a lot about how being nice and humorous. Like, I could screw you over in some deal. Like maybe I say, okay, well, you know, we'll do a collab or something. I don't hold up my end of the bargain or something. Maybe like you know, you post the video on your channel and I was supposed to post one on mine, and I don't do that. That's the last time I'll ever get to pull that scam on you, or probably anyone. And so, and I would never think to do that. Sometimes I would fear someone did something similar to me one time, but it wasn't a big deal. I didn't lose anything out of it. I think I just drove some traffic to their channel. Wish they hadn't, but whatever. You know, it's a reputation. And that's what that guy was talking about, but also just, you know, generally. He sounds like Al Pacino when he talks, so it's really easy to listen to him. But, you know, it's that reputation. And honestly, the thing is that if you're just honest all the time, you don't have to remember the lies. And I mean, I did improv for 4 years, so I mean, I could keep up lies if I wanted to. I'm probably pretty good at it, but it's exhausting and it's just easier to be sincere. And the fact is that, you know, there's the different things you get joy from, dopamine from achievement or other things from helping other people. And I love helping other people throughout my life and the different jobs I've had, whether it's customer service or a manager or whatever else. I love training people. I do training in my day job, and that's the favorite part of my day job right now. So, you know, this is the kind of stuff that's like I woke up this morning and I'm like, I get to do a live stream today. That's awesome. And like there was a guy from Kuala Lumpur and another one from Europe that were checking time zones so they could tune in and watch this guy from Vancouver, Canada talk about whatever nonsense, YouTube nonsense. Hopefully it's better than nonsense. But I'm like, that's a hell of a reason to wake up in the morning. That's awesome. I like that. And so if your channel gets you a great reason to wake up in the morning, then tell people. I think people identify. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but like when I watch Roberto Blake talk about something he's excited about, or Andrew Matthews or somebody else, their excitement feeds my excitement. They're talking about their success, gets me motivated. Not because I want to compete with them, but because it's this cycle of positive energy that builds on itself. And instead if I just say, well, you know, oh, your banner's crap. Next channel. Sure, I could review 20 channels in an hour doing that, but how much value? What am I going to make you feel? What are you going to do with that energy? Is that going to put something positive out into the world? Or is it going to be a spiral of like, well, I suck. I should quit YouTube. I don't want to do that to anybody. Unless you're a scammer, in which case, I don't know, maybe. Quester534. You were complaining that I wasn't getting to enough channels, so hopefully you're still here. Can we move on to the next channel, please? Yes, says related channels, different feature channel control. Arkman Ray stays on track in his streams. I don't have a track. My track is YouTube. This is all about YouTube. This is ridiculous. He doesn't look at his chat. Spent 45 minutes on one channel. He states he doesn't have enough time. 10 minutes. Hey, you're really just crapping on me here, aren't you? I think you should update it. You know what? You're being a jerk in chat. I'm going to review your channel anyways. I don't care. I don't think he's going to get to anyone else. Part of me enjoys the fact that I'm about to prove you wrong. Not going to lie. But I'm not going to let that negativity get to me. I don't care. I think I can win you over. And if I can't, whatever we're going to go see on your channel, there's going to be someone else out there that's going to give value to. So bring it on, Quester534. What do you got? Might be a little more blunt than I might otherwise be. You know, I say like, oh, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just going to say what I say. Well, I searched you and your channel didn't come up, so that's not great. And yet everybody thinks that it's a good search term. That's interesting. So what I need to do is filter to channel results because I'm not even seeing any videos with coming from that channel. There's nothing. Quester, how can you complain about me not reviewing your channel when you don't even seem like I can't even find your damn channel, dude? I tried. I swear to God, I tried. That's kind of funny to me. I don't know. I mean, is it possible that he like banned me from seeing him or something? I don't know. That's bizarre. I don't know how to find this dude's channel. What a problem to have. Okay. I don't need a channel review. What do you want, Quester? I swear to God, I'm trying to help in my own way. I mean, you've been with me for a while here. So, I mean, you're giving me crap in chat and you're saying super critical things, but you're still watching. So there must be something here. This isn't a channel I use for uploads, just for viewing. Okay. So focus is on you, dude. You wanted you wanted me to do something different. What do you want me to do? You want me to go review somebody else's channel? Do you want to give me the name of the channel that you want me to look at? Do you want a tutorial? Do you want me to answer a question? Do you want me to explain myself as to what I'm doing in these live streams that are like completely volunteer on my part? But what would you like, Quester? Spotlight's on you, dude. I will wait patiently. Just saying that I should stay on point. So you just want me to review as many channels as quickly as possible? Is that what you would like? I can try and do that for a little bit of time. I got some time left. You can have a light. Okay, that's all. Well, I can have a lightning round. I can just try to go fast. I think it'll be a little less fun, but more people will get their channels popping up. Okay, now people are like, Quester, choose me. Okay, I think the message has been received. So all right, in honor of Quester's perhaps less than subtle request, to put it politely, I will see what I can do. All right, Crazy Enigma. Let's see. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's take a look. Crazy Enigma. Crazy Enigma 2085 has arrived. Oh, okay, that's the video. Sorry, I thought that was the channel name. I'm like, that's a horrible channel name. Sorry. Okay, no, your channel name is Crazy Enigma 2085. TubeBuddy says it's good. If you're just joining us, don't know what TubeBuddy is, it's a browser extension. There's a affiliate link down below you can go and install. Most used tags: funny, challenge, comedy, how-to, life, Family Guy, Mickey Bolt's impressions. I don't know who that is. Okay. Hey guys, my name is Reese. I play game. Are you Welsh? Curious. I play games and make occasional sketch videos. Ooh, I like sketch comedy. I love like college humor and stuff. Although when they miss hard. Some of that I love. Actually, I enjoy that lately. And Adam ruins everything. A lot of fun. Anyways, hey guys, my name is Reese. I play games and make occasional sketch videos. So if you like that sort of thing, then please check out. So I would distill that down to just talking about. And again, a third of YouTube is gaming, so the sketch video component is that other more unique thing. I would mention that first. I'd say I do sketch videos and play video games, and then go from there, mentioning some specifics. It's interesting, your logo here is CE. I see that now, but when I saw you in chat, it looks like CB because of the font that you're using on the E. So I'm not looking at your channel yet, but if you're not consistently using that particular font, I would recommend redesigning the logo using a font that doesn't have those sort of bits on the E. And so I think one of the fonts I recommend for everyone is Bebas or Bebas New. You can Google it, you can install it for free. It scales very well, and I think that might address the thing about that looking like a B, not an E, just from a branding standpoint. But I like it. It's two-tone, it's simple. It doesn't tell me what you're about, but it's a nice recognizable logo. So that's not a bad thing. 57 subscribers, 135 videos. Let's dive in. Floor is lava, no swinging challenge. Spider-Man PS4. Interesting. All right, a lot going on here. Looks like you got a nice gaming chair there. Looks like nice cans. Nice phrasing. Nice headphones. Also known as cans. One day somebody's gonna make some edit of my me saying like totally off color things in the live stream out of context, and it's gonna sound horrible. It will either be awesome or horrible. There's just nothing in between. Anyways, I desperately need noise canceling headphones right now. What I am using, slight diversion, but I'm just using these old Bose earbuds, and I just got to show you this because it's funny. I'll be quick. I don't know if you can see that, but it is like falling apart. the sheath is coming off. I've used these every day for like 3 years, so I got good use out of them. But that's what I'm using right now. I want to try and find some relatively low cost noise canceling, so I can edit when there are sounds around me and still hear the sound well. So anyways, it looks like you got a really sharp green screen effect that you're using here. Obviously, it's Spider-Man for PS4. You set yourself up with a challenge of not touching the floor, it looks like. The Floor is Lava game. But it looks like you're playing it in the game, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, your chroma key work looks like it's on point. I've only done one green screen effect myself, so and it didn't turn out that well, so it looks like you're doing that good. This is serving as your channel trailer. It's not an actual trailer, but if kids are your audience, maybe that's the way to go. I think that's the thing I learned today. You know what I think? The thing I learned is I don't know what kids want on YouTube. I just don't. I should find out. Why not broaden my audience? Like like my son's 11. He came up with ideas for videos for Vacation Impossible. We did one on packing. Should kids go to Alaska? Should kids be allowed to run free on a cruise ship? Different things. So yeah, maybe I should talk to him a bit more about that. He always wants us to do challenges and sell more merch, but I don't know. Maybe I should ask about a little bit, dive in. I should ask more why questions. Why do you like that? I think that'd be good. So anyways, you got your banner here. I'm concerned that the word gaming will get cropped off at lower resolutions, like on mobile. So I already talked about the template thing, so check that out. I really like how you have the Windows, the PlayStation, and the Xbox logos there to make it clear that that's what you're gaming on. I haven't seen that before. I've looked at tons of channels, you know, as part of this or other things in my life, whatever. I've never actually seen someone do that. I like it. I would almost consider moving it a little bit more center, but I particularly like that you do that, because one of the things with gaming channels is niche down. Tell people really quickly, because if you're super broad, I'll play whatever game I happen to feel like. You got to have an audience, I think, before you get that broad. James Rolfe and Cinemassacre can do that. I don't think the smaller ones can, maybe in the future. But you've clearly identified what I think looks like 3 areas. So you're not playing Nintendo, and that's fine. I mean, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I forgive you. I'm kidding. I don't judge. But at least I know in an instant. Okay. Now I know what I'll get with this person. So that's great. So yeah, let's see here. So you have a list of playlists, which is interesting, but I'm noticing here that these playlists have 2, 3, 2, 2, and 4 videos each. None of those, because you need 5 to fill out a row, none of those would make its own row well, so I think you're probably doing the right thing there. You got popular uploads. That I would consider making that a row instead of going up and down, because then you'll get one more of the popular uploads showing, because it's 5 across, 4 up, down. And they'll be higher up, more things to click on. I think that's a good idea. Just going to take a quick look at your playlists here. Impression video. You do have 6 of those. So I would consider on your home page also adding a row for impression videos. And maybe and I'm not sure exactly where to place it. I'm not sure. I think maybe after created playlists, a row of the impressions, and then popular uploads. I think that's the way to go. Because the created shows, like, you know, very much about gaming, and then you can transition into something else. I think that would be good. You've got popular channels. I recommend you activate recommending other channels. I talked about that earlier as to why. Channelytics. I think I got about another, say another 15, 20 minutes. So maybe I'll just keep it the lightning round here. Map skins leak. That's interesting. Trending. Is trending an accurate keyword for your channel, I wonder? I don't know that it is, to be honest with you. I mean, if it is, that's fine, but is it in the hope that your video will trend, or are you chasing trending topics? If you're chasing trending topics, then that's probably fair to put in there, and we can have a whole separate conversation one day about whether that's an effective strategy. But I'm not sure that that's on brand for you. Because like impressions, replace it with impressions, sketches, something else, add a couple more keywords. I think you're doing pretty well there. But that's the one that stands out to me as one of these things is not like the other, could conceivably need a replace. So let's see, subscribers is loading fine now on this, which is good. So you had a nice jump on January 8th, 6 subscribers. Was there a view spike? Oh, that's my channel. No corresponding view spike. Videos? Oh, you had some new videos come out around then. So again, I suggest no more than 1 video a day. That way you can level out the curve. You know, instability, peaks and valleys. A lot of people don't like peaks and valleys. Algorithms don't really love inconsistency. You know, investors, the market, the economy, peaks and valleys. This is like growth and destruction. You know, I'm not saying, I don't want to overstate things, but the steadier, the calmer the line, that's where you really start building almost a compound interest type effect with growth on subscribers and recommended videos and things like that. So, yeah, if you can keep the line hovering mostly around 1, that's better. So if you could put out 2 in a day, save 1 for another day. Buy yourself a little bit of time. Build up a slight back catalog. So if you get sick, you've got something in the can. These are good ideas, I think. All right. Lightning round continues. Next channel. I'm just going to quickly check a chat, too, because I think that's part of the criticism. Oh, peak time is up. Have a good one. Oh, I pronounced Reese right. All full credit to the BBC and Torchwood for me knowing how to say that name. Part Welsh. Yeah, cool. That's what I thought. What else is going on in chat? Okay, looks like I'm good there. All hail puppy. What you want, all hail puppy? Anyone want to enter a marathon with me while we wait? You guys are busting my balls today. I would like an EDM remix of me saying "busting my balls," just like play at the rave. Yeah. I'm kidding. Don't waste your time on that unless it helps you in some way. It's just I used to enjoy what the heck was it? The Ricky Gervais podcast. I like the TV show version where they animated it, and so at some point, Carl Pilkington says they were talking about whether they would eat like animal balls, which in the UK is otherwise known as knobs. And so he was like, I eat a knob at night, but I wouldn't have it for breakfast. And apparently somebody made some dance song. I've been meaning to find it. Apparently someone made some sort of EDM highly sampled something of him just saying, I eat a knob at night. And I guess you do that with me too if you wanted to. Complaining about me spending too long on one channel. Yeah, you know what? I can't wait till Super Chat's activated, because then if you want, you can pay to jump to the front of the list, and then the criticism will hopefully fade away. Just doing my best. I'm doing it the only way I know how. We are now best friends. He's my best friend, not yours. Very funny. I like the funny. I have a question. How do you get so comfortable speaking in front of the camera? I suffer a lot from being camera shy, but I want to join my boyfriend on his videos to help. Yeah, okay, that is a great question. I love that one. Something a little different from a channel review, which I enjoy. It's practice. It's really practice. I think that it's weird. You have to be comfortable looking crazy so that you end up not looking crazy, if that makes any sense. Part of it is that I think is practice all the time. If it's something that's scripted, rehearse it all the time. Rehearse it in the shower. Rehearse it when you're putting on your makeup or, you know, combing your hair or whatever. Not a concern for me, but, you know. And so if there's something scripted, I believe that there's no such thing as over-rehearsal. You can just keep doing it. You know, you're on the bus. Don't talk out loud. Run through the lines in your head, things like that. If it's something that's not scripted, I think that practice is really the best way to do it. If you have your own channel as well, practice on your own, and if it's your channel or if you have your own channel, you control the editing. So you decide what makes it into the public sphere. So if there's something that is so painful for you to watch, no one else ever has to see it. And you can play around with that and practice it. For the things that you're filming on your own where you're not having to concern yourself with other people's time, if you had like a vlog or a makeup tutorial or something, just keep doing it over and over and over until, frankly, you're sick of it. Like, here's a classic thing. William Shatner, the guy that originally played Captain Kirk, he's known for, you know, risk is our business. That's an exaggeration. It was normally he would pause every third word. But anyways, he was known as this over actor. And, you know, back in the days of the original Star Trek, on the 13-inch black and white, you had to be big. But then the movies were coming out, and he was still this over actor, and he was constantly being made fun of and stuff. And so they were working on Star Trek II. Nicholas Meyer, the director, had to figure out a way to stop this overacting. It's called chewing the scenery is what it's called. How did they do that? And so this was his approach. This is how you get a good performance out of William Shatner. They would take so many takes that they would exhaust the man. And at a certain point, he got too tired to overdo it. And then he just gave a human performance because he was exhausted and he had no choice. And so I'm not saying that those things necessarily apply to you, but it's something to think about. Because if you're nervous, nerves are energy. It's nervous energy. It's what we call it. If you're concerned, you know, if that's part of it, one of the ways of getting over that is just to exercise it, to just be nervous for a while. Just let it, just sit there with it. Just feel it for a moment and realize that the world doesn't end. Put out just a bad video and watch how things are okay. It's never as bad as you fear. Never. And so there's a lot of things you can do. If you have your own channel, you control the editing. Cut out the parts you don't like. Rehearse a lot. Reshoot it as many times as you want. Just keep at it. Force yourself into it. A lot of the things that are outside of our comfort zone, once you're into it, they get easier. You know, 9 times out of 10, that's been my experience. Whether it's in my day job or my personal life or other things, you know, it's the human mind. I wrote about this on my blog recently, actually, vacationimpossible.tumblr.com. I wrote on my blog recently about how the human mind is incredibly powerful. It is just hugely powerful. You know, you can watch Lucy or Limitless to see a fantastical science fiction imagining of it. But we all have incredibly powerful brains. And the problem is that sometimes we use the power for evil and we don't even know it, or we can't help ourselves. And so in the absence of information, in the absence of genuine leadership, in the absence of something positive to focus on, we go to the scariest thing we can think of, and that's human nature, that's biology. That's the kind of thing that would keep us alive if there's a saber-toothed tiger hunting us. Paranoia and fear and concern and nerves and being on edge, those are great in you know, a situation where your life is in danger. But in front of a camera, you're fine. Especially if you control the final product. You're in charge. Remind yourself you're in charge. Well, I totally screwed that up. And you know what the funny thing is, you know, keep the screw-ups, save them on your hard drive somewhere, get an external hard drive, whatever you got to do. And then go back like 3 months later and go take a look. Because if you watch the screw-up that same day or the next day, you're going, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I look like an idiot. Why am I doing, you know, there's that negative self-talk. And you got to get past that. And I think you will. But think about 3 months ago. And like I would go back and I would have posted something or edited something or filmed something or whatever that in the moment made me feel 2 inches tall, like a pile of just wasted flesh. Not to overstate it or anything. And then I would go back 3 months later, and with time comes perspective. And then I'm feeling less vulnerable about it because it happened a while ago. And I rewatch it and I'm like, okay, it's actually not that bad. Great example, my Leninade video. When I shot that, I felt silly. When I edited it, I felt like I was wasting my time. When I posted it, in the first year, like 34 people watched it. I'm like, that was a waste of time. I beat myself up mentally over it. I'm never doing that again. And a couple years later, it started getting traction. People started watching it. And it was weird. And so I'm trying to figure this out. And I got TubeBuddy, and I was optimizing the tags, and I was looking at traffic sources. And at one point, I'm like, you know what? I should actually watch the video. And I had never captioned it. So I sat down to caption the video. And so I'm going through and I'm captioning it, and that's forcing me to watch it. And it's not nearly as bad as I remember. And I'm watching it, I'm like, you know, this is actually kind of what a lot of YouTubers are doing today. It's me drinking a soda and reacting to it. And it's actually kind of funny. I had some communist puns that I forgot I had done, and I was like, you know, it's not that bad. And it's just, it's never as bad as you fear. Our imaginations are so powerful. Let's use them to imagine the best, not the worst. Unless you're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, in which case, imagine the worst and avoid the worst. But that's some of the best advice that I have there. And talk about it. If you want to join your boyfriend, maybe talk about it with your boyfriend. Say, hey, you've been filming these things. How are you so comfortable on camera? That's a nice compliment for him. He'll feel good, the little endorphin rush. And maybe he'll have some useful advice. Maybe he won't. But even just sometimes the act of putting it into words, typing it out here in this chat and hearing me talk about it, hopefully is helping. I hope. But sometimes just admitting it to someone takes away some of its power. It's not the big thing in the shadows. You shine a light on it and you're like, okay, it's still scary, but it's not as tall as I thought it was. So, I mean, I guess that's just some of my advice there. Let's see, what else did All Hail Puppy say? Anxiety and speech problems, maybe words. With T. That's interesting. So scripting might help to avoid specific kinds of words. And again, yeah, like you could edit, like just shoot 2 or 3 times more than you need, and then just use what you think is the best of it. When I do my tutorial videos here and also on Vacation Impossible, I record using my mic, and I'm in a basement suite. There's sounds upstairs. I don't control the space as much as I would like. And so I do 3 takes. And sometimes I only need the first 2 takes, but once I hit something that I just can't use, I go to the second take. My most recent one, I had to use all 3 and jump back and forth because there were tons of sound problems. The microphone was picking up sounds that were intermittent, so I couldn't remove them. It was a whole thing. But I was able to choose the best of each take. And so the final product, I was able to remove a lot of the things that weren't great. Maybe I coughed, or I made a funny sound, or my lips were smacking too much or something. So that might be one of the things that might help. Oh, Hail Puppy. Yes, you got noticed. I don't really have a YouTube channel. I'll upload anything on, but Ray somehow pulled me into keeping watching, so he must have secret powers. Can I bottle it and sell it somehow? That'd be awesome. I don't know. I think it's just because I care. I care about this stuff. I get really excited about these channels. I get excited about channels I would never watch. But I love seeing something that's new or interesting and that they're taking a different approach. It's something I can learn from. I think that's all super exciting. It's way more exciting than, I don't know, flipping burgers for a living, that's for sure. Doner kebab. I'm a puppy. You got a great sense of humor. Your writing here is very funny. You may want to consider, there's different ways to contribute to a channel. I think you're funny. In written form at least. So you might want to consider a blog, like a Tumblr or something. And intermittently, when appropriate, you can hyperlink things in a Tumblr blog. So if you happen to be writing or talking about it, that might be a place where you could write and talk about your anxiety if you're comfortable doing that, if you're comfortable exposing yourself that way. I think there's a lot of people out there feeling similar things. They'd identify with it. You guys could go on a journey together of maybe making it better. Like I have the Vacation Impossible Tumblr. I write about YouTube stuff and vacation stuff. That is the space where I allow myself to go incredibly off-brand. I try to keep all of my pictures on Instagram for Vacation Impossible about travel. I try to keep the Small YouTubers Boost all about YouTube. But Tumblr is the one place where I let myself just go off the rails and write about whatever enters my mind. So maybe try that too. And I'm starting to get some traffic. I'm starting to get some reblogs and some followers, which wasn't really my goal. It was just kind of an outlet, really, creative outlet. And I'm starting to get some traffic to my channel from that. So if you want to support your boyfriend's channel, there's ways you could do that that don't necessarily include going on the channel. Or maybe you could ease your way into it. And maybe that could be your gateway social media. I don't know. That's a thing. Hard to entertain kids these days. They just like Fortnite. And that was where she said the really nice thing. Aw, that was a very nice thing about the smile. The Quester channel's a unicorn. Yeah. It's more fun and interesting when Ray takes his time. It's more fun for me too, honestly. I think I think this will probably be my last thing. I've got some other stuff I need to do today. Maybe I can squeeze in one more. Did I do Meg's Toys and More? That name sounds really familiar. I think I've done this in the past. Let me just take a look. You know, I don't think I have. All right, one more lightning round channel review and then we'll call it. Hi guys, my name is Meg. Welcome to my channel. Join me for toy and game reviews, arts and crafts, and many more. Structurally, I think that should be much more, not many more. Just sounds better. I don't know. I would drop the hi guys. I would even consider dropping my name. My name is Meg, and welcome to my channel. Just start off with join me for toy and game reviews. Don't put an apostrophe in reviews. Reviews is plural, not possessive. Join me for toy and game reviews, arts and crafts, and much more. And then maybe something else. Maybe an example or something. It looks kind of familiar. I don't know why. Toys and More. Meg and Mo shows. Possibly related, possibly not. Well, let's take a quick look at the channel. 385 subscribers, 13 videos. That's a good ratio. This looks really familiar. I think one of my early ones I reviewed this, I think. So anyways, this lightning round stuff here. I would suggest activating the box for recommending other channels. I talked about that earlier. Not a huge amount of videos, so I can understand why that you only have uploads on your homepage. So it's pretty young in that sense. You've got a couple playlists here with 5 or more videos. You've got 4 of them. So if there is a specific topic, like support 60, I don't know what that means. KNF 60, I don't know what that means. If there is a theme, and you have a playlist with a theme of 5 or more videos, or you could create one, then maybe add that to here. Might be not a bad idea, but I think what you really should focus on is making more videos, because that's going to fuel the growth. It's going to fuel everything else. Channelytics. The letter S is a keyword here. I think you meant to say children's, like apostrophe children's, like possessive. So if you put quotes around it or commas around it, then that should make it one thing again. No social links, so I recommend signing up for Twitter and Instagram, bare minimum, because they're relatively easy to understand. I don't get Snapchat. There's another social media thing called Vero, way easier than Snapchat. I like Vero. Not getting much traffic. I think you have to pay to join, but I got a free membership back in the day. They had like a free window or something. But in terms of usability, super easy to use. So let's see. Had subscriber growth on the last day of the year and a couple shortly after Christmas. Had corresponding view spikes. New Year's Day and December 29th. And that's when you had, a period of every other day for 6 days, basically. You had a video coming out. So really, I mean, the biggest thing you can do for your channel is just get more videos out. That's what you got to do. Once you get like a decent back catalog, 25, 100 videos, something in that range, then I think come back and there's more advice I'd be able to give you at that time. Much like with the algorithm, I'll have more information to, I already looked at that, to base things off of. Yeah. So I think I've looked at this before, but that's just sort of my basic quick take. Here, so let's see how upset are people in chat right now. R.I.P. Food Channel. Oh, that's all about. I'm hoping people are just being funny. This is weird timing. I'm the boyfriend. Small YouTubers boost, bringing people together since 2016. Sure. And you know what? Nervous laugh. Think about that. Embrace it. People like to laugh. When you smile at someone, it's like mind control. They generally speaking, unless it's super creepy. Generally speaking, they automatically smile in return, and it actually causes a biochemical change in their brain. And the thing is, when people are happy, they are up to 31% smarter. It's been tested, and that's amazing. So you know what? You got nervous laughter? Maybe own it. Maybe just embrace it. You know, I find something funny, I laugh. I'm not holding it back. I'm not going to try, because I think laughter is great. You know, it's a stress reliever, and so nervous laughter, I don't know, consider embracing it, maybe. I don't know, just a thought, It might not be a bad thing. Laughter is a positive thing, I think, in a lot of cases. Okay. Anyways, this has been, how long has this been? Yeah, a little over 2 hours. I gave you a movie of time. So, there you go. And just one more shout out for Joel, who gave me the shirt a while ago. Master Moo. That's Master Moo with 3 O's. He does a vlogging channel. He's a really nice guy, and he's nice and supportive. So I just thought I'd share that. But I did an unboxing of a thing from Vistaprint earlier today. I'm going to put it out tomorrow. And it included a t-shirt from a Vacation Impossible channel of a design that I didn't make. I'm kind of excited about that. I might wear it next time. We'll see. So, anyways, let me think. I always try to give you something actionable that you can do and take away. So, honestly, I think that, yeah, I've got it. Because I am Vacation Impossible, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go, and if you haven't already, install the TubeBuddy browser plugin. There's a link below, affiliate link. There is a free version. Don't have to buy anything necessarily. At least get the free version if you don't have that. And then what I want you to do is go find a video of yours that hasn't gotten any views in 4 weeks. If you're a small YouTuber, you probably know what I'm talking about. Probably got a few. Find one, maybe a very recent one, and then go in and using the TubeBuddy tools that I have some tutorials about on this channel, and I've done live streams and stuff, or just trying to figure it out. Use that to see what can you try changing. If it hasn't gotten a view in 4 weeks, it's probably not going to anytime soon without something from you. So go in there, find an old video, and see what you can do. Maybe change the title. Make a new thumbnail, change the tags, update the description. Maybe it's perfect and you just need to go share it on Reddit or something, or tweet about it or something. So go find a video that hasn't gotten any views in 4 weeks and see if you can get it started again. See if you can get some new, fresh views on it, all right? That's your mission if you choose to accept it. This live stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds.